Bienvenidos a la Junta de Supervisores. Welcome to the Board of Supervisors en español. We want our Spanish-speaking residents to have more access to county government in their own language, and Spanish live translation can make that possible in person and remotely. Un grupo de intérpretes están en vivo en la reunión de la Junta de Supervisores traduciendo simultáneamente. Usted puede ver, escuchar y participar en persona o por internet de esta reunión los martes. For those who come in person and want to listen in, headsets are available at the Clerk of the Board reception. Aquellos que vienen y desean escuchar la reunión, tenemos disponibles audífonos en el vestíbulo de la oficina del secretario de la Junta. And for those who want to tune in, a Spanish live stream is available on RivCo.org. Aquellos que desean sintonizarnos pueden hacerlo a través del portal RivCo.org. Los intérpretes también están listos para traducir cualquier comentario del público en el podio o por teléfono. Interpreters are available and ready to translate any comments from the public at the podium or via phone. Board meeting agendas and minutes are published in Spanish on RivCo.org. Las agendas y minutos de la reunión de la Junta de Supervisores son publicadas en español en RivCo.org. Queremos saber de usted y que se entere de todo lo que pasa en el gobierno del condado de Riverside en su propio idioma. We want your participation in Riverside County Government.
To our Board of Supervisors meeting on April 14th, and we're going to call this meeting to order. And we'll start with roll call. Is Supervisor Gutierrez online?
Yes, I am, Madam Chair.
Okay. He's on county business. You're in DC, right?
Correct for March GPA.
Okay, so he's on county business, so he's kind of double hatting today. And Supervisor Perez will be arriving shortly. There's a major accident coming from the desert. So those of us have shorter distances, don't complain. His normal drive is an hour and a half, and when you put an accident in there, it's a long drive. So we're going to begin with an invocation by Rhonda Goodwin from TLMA Assistant, and then we're going to do a Pledge of Allegiance, and we're going to have...
Can I go ahead and take the roll call vote?
Oh, okay, we're going to have a little slower meeting. When we have somebody not here and online, we have to do roll call vote for everything. We can't push our buttons. I apologize, I forgot that. Yes, ma'am.
Supervisor Medina? Present. Supervisor Spiegel?
Here.
Supervisor Washington?
Here.
And Supervisor Gutierrez?
Here.
And as the chair had mentioned, Supervisor Perez will be joining us in a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay, so now we are going to go ahead with our invocation, followed by our Pledge of Allegiance, led by April.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, members of the board. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning. We come together once again to reason with one another. We thank you for everything in this meeting being done in decency and in order. We thank you for uniting and looking over the residents of Riverside County, especially in changing times. We thank you for all the wonderful residents of Riverside County and those represented today from Riverside. We pray for continued health and healing throughout the nation's United States, cities, and small towns, for it is in you we trust, we depend. Now, Lord, we recognize your presence in this meeting, and we pronounce blessings of wisdom, guidance, discernment, understanding, peace, and honor. We thank you for this appointed set time in government and empowering your people for right decision making. Lord, we shall agree to honor all of the people here. Now, as you bless us, we bless and we acknowledge you. We magnify you. We give you all the glory. Amen.
Please join us for the pledge to our great nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of
Do we have, oh, there's our guest. Can you come and introduce us to our guest today?
I am. Is this on? Yes? Or testing? Is it working?
Hi, my name is Maria Vogel. I am a Animal Services Manager for the Riverside County Department of Animal Services at the RivCo Valley location. I brought with me today Raina. She's a 3-year-old Shepherd mix. So far, she's been calm. She likes to psych me out when we're playing ball because she plays and I end up going to get the ball. So that's fun. She gives me my exercise, but she is calm, very curious. She does have a kennel mate. She goes to playgroup and she does dog day out, much like today. So after this, we're probably going to go get a pup cup and play a little bit more when we get back to the shelter. Can we hit the next slide? It's okay. Next, we have our Barkchella, which is happening now through the 19th. This is so appropriate for the weekends, but it ends on the 19th. All adoption fees are waived, so we're really excited to come and have you guys party with us and come and get a free pup. And then after that, we have our Wags and Wheels, which we are going to do pinup dogs. It's a car show. Also, I believe from 10 to 2 on Sunday. It's going to be really exciting. Bring your friends, bring your family to enjoy the festivities. Thank you.
Those of you who haven't been to one of our meetings in recent, we have a guest every week. And our animal shelters have been visited very greatly by our friends, our four-legged friends, and so much that we are overcrowded. So we have found some creative ways to try and foster. If you haven't had a dog or you're not ready, maybe you can foster for an afternoon or a overnight or however you want. You could talk to those with the animal services. Or if you're into adopting one of our pets. So this is why we bring them, to entice you. And how many have we had adopted from bringing to the board meetings? Kimberly?
I don't know the number off the top of my head, but more have been adopted than not.
But we still have a lot more to choose from, so thank you. As we get into the presentations, we have several months that have recognitions, and we've already talked about several of them, but I do want to bring up that today, this is also National Crime Victims' Rights Week. We will be having programs next week on this. It's also Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we are having a flag ceremony, raising of the flag, at 3:30 today in front of this building, if anybody's interested to come support Child Abuse Prevention Month. And then we have a special one that was added. There's not a presentation, although it's listed on the agenda. It was one that was sent to the recipients, and it is for Arab American Heritage Month. So we have several different ones. We've had many already this month, and we always are open to recognizing special events that happen in special months and special weeks and, of course, special days. So with that being said, I want to begin with the Victims' Rights Week and have Division of Victim Services come for a presentation. Are they up here? Somebody from... Did you have a video?
That's what I was going to say. My presentation is actually going to be a video. Good morning. Thank you for having the proclamation for us. We really appreciate it. But before we start the video, I did want to say I'm also appreciative of the support of the funding for Victims' Rights Week. It's gotten larger over the years, and of course that means more expensive. So we really appreciate your support, not only in the funding, but also coming and reading names. That means a lot to the families. But the video will give you all the information about the event. Thank you.
Each year, National Crime Victims' Rights Week invites us to reflect on the lives impacted by crime and the responsibility we carry as a justice system to stand with victims and survivors. This year's theme, Holding Shadow, Choosing Light, acknowledges a truth we must never overlook, that survival is not linear and healing does not follow a single path. For many, grief and strength exist side by side. Loss does not simply fade, but hope continues to emerge. Our role is not only to pursue justice in the courtroom, but to ensure victims are treated with dignity, their voices are respected, and their experiences are honored. This Victims' Rights Week and always.
When we focus on victims' rights, we focus on the people at the heart of them. Families remembering loved ones, survivors navigating healing, and communities coming together in shared understanding. Throughout this week, the Division of Victim Services is intentional about creating spaces that are safe, reflective, and healing. Our candlelight vigils honor lives lost to violence through the reading of names, shared remembrance, and moments of quiet reflection. These gatherings remind us that grief is not something to be carried alone. At these vigils, we hold space for sorrow and remembrance, for connection and community, recognizing the courage it takes to simply keep going. Healing can take many forms. Through our Stories program, survivors use creativity to express what words often cannot. This year's Healing Arts exhibit reflects both what is seen and what remains unseen, honoring and transforming the lived experiences that accompany this work into meaningful reflections of courage, remembrance, and hope. Through this work, we are reminded that choosing light does not mean leaving the shadow behind, but learning how to carry it through courage and the strength of community.
The victims' rights movement has made significant progress, but our commitment must remain unwavering, to listen, to advocate, and to ensure victims' rights are upheld with integrity and compassion. This week we honor lives lost, we uplift survivors, and we reaffirm our dedication to fostering courage, remembrance, and hope, supporting healing, and ensuring no one carries this alone.
I'm sure your wall is filled with these proclamations, which we love. Every year we recognize this proclamation. Am I on? I'm not on? I'm on. These microphones. Come up here. No. As you got an idea from the video, we never know who's going to be a victim. We never know what's going to happen tomorrow, today. But this organization, this with the district attorney and Michelle and everybody else that's working on this, there is support there. There's resources. There's people there that can reach out and stand people back up after something traumatic has happened. And that's what this is about. So those of us who have been fortunate not having something traumatic happen need to continue to be there for those that are experiencing it or have experienced it, a loss or something that happened to them or a family member. So thank you for all that you do and what you do for our community. So thank you. Proclamation.
Hi, Melissa. It's so important to recognize and honor the good work that is going on, a division that you lead. We go back all the way to 1999. I said it in out loud. When we were both in middle school. Yeah, nice recovery. And I've gained appreciation for understanding how important it is to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Oftentimes, we don't notice some of the things that happen to other people, but actually it affects the entire community. And when there's violence, either domestic violence in the home or crime committed against someone in a family, we all need to come together and honor those who continue to stand forward against that violence. Because otherwise, the violence gets a foothold and it overtakes communities. So we are all together working to put a stop to the violence in our communities and to wrap our arms around victims of that violence. So thank you, and I appreciate what you've done.
Just want to add my thank you and appreciation for everything that you and your office does to help the victims of crime, and understanding that those victims and the trauma that they suffer as victims of crime difficult to get through. So very appreciative for everything that all your folks do, and so very well deserving of this recognition.
Got my posse here.
Hey, posse, come on up. Oh, wow. A real posse.
We roll deep. Bring our animals. No, she's not up for adoption. Sorry. I didn't mean to go for Thank you.
So we won't have a meeting next week, but I do want to recognize that it is National Library Week next week, so why don't you stop by your local library and just walk in. Some of you probably haven't been in a library for years, I would assume, but that's okay. Take your children or your grandchildren. It's nice to show up once in a while. And also, Earth Day is April 22nd. And Earth Day has got some interesting events going on. I know there's a lot of community cleanups going on and different things appreciating Earth Day, so I hope that you take some time for that. And one more that's coming up is it's International Denim Day. And those of you who don't know that is a day on April 29th that all of us should wear denim. And it is to support survivors, educate, and it's about standing next to those that have gone through sexual violence. And so the denim is saying that it doesn't matter what you're wearing, what you're doing, and it's a recognition of support for that day. So April 29th, I hope all of you wear denim. And if your bosses don't let you, show them, look it up, and go, this is Denim Day. We should all be wearing denim. Even him, right? Or her. So, and the last thing that we're going to do, two more things. Tammy Douglas is going to come up, Douglas Schatz is going to come up for our Human Resources Recognition of Employee Service Awards. And I think we have some longtime employees that are going to be recognized for their time being with the county.
Thank you, Supervisor Spiegel. Thank you, members of the board, Mr. Van Wagenen, Mr. Tran. I am so pleased to be here with all of you to recognize employees who have dedicated their careers to public service. It's an absolute pleasure. We do this every spring, and we spread out the awards over about 3 meetings this year. So today we have 12 awardees from 4 different departments, and I'll call up the department head and then call up each of the awardees, and everybody just stay up here, and then we'll take one photo at the end to celebrate all of you. So I have the extra pleasure of starting with Human Resources today. We have 3 awardees from Human Resources. So Cynthia Munoz, would you join me up here? 25 years of service. Thank you. Jeffrey Hunter, 25 years of service. And then 30 years of service, Jeff Ashworth. All right, and next we'll award for Housing and Workforce Solutions is Heidi Marshall here, and anybody else on your team that wants to join you. So Housing and Workforce Solutions has 4 awardees, all for 25 years of service. Hi. The whole team. Yes. I love it. I love it. All right, we'll start with Charlene Henderson, 25 years of service. And while Charlene is coming up, let's award Denise Kirkendall her 25 years of service. Also 25 years, Criselda de la Cruz. And finally, James Moore III, 25 years of service. All right, we have 2 awardees from Procurement and Fleet Services. If Megan Hahn would like to join us up here. And 30 years of service, Deborah Brown. And Richard High, 30 years of service. And then finally, from Transportation, Land, and Management Agency, if Rania Odenbaugh and Dennis Acuna would like to join us, and anyone else from their team. Okay. We have 3 awardees from Transportation, 25 years of service, Sadie Ross. Also 25 years of service, Melissa Martinez. And finally, 25 years of service, Felicia Barber. All right, this concludes our awardees for today. So if we want to do a photo op, congratulations.
Everybody down on the floor.
Everybody come on down.
So 1996, would have been, no. How many was, would have been 30 years? Somebody was for 30 years, right? It's a long time ago. Okay. I'm gonna wait till Manny can take a breath.
Yeah. Yeah, like 2 buildings on this side. Yeah, that's like wow. Yeah.
I'm going to give them time to finish. Our last recognitions is our Volunteer of the Month. Each supervisor has a representative that they've chosen from their district. Different processes. Mine is we allowed submissions from the community. So everybody has a way they chose their volunteer. So the supervisor from that district, I'm going to have all 4 of you come back up here.
And it's of the year.
Did I say month?
Yeah.
I apologize. This is Volunteer of the Year. Okay, I apologize, not month. We'd be doing this a lot then. So we will begin in due numerical order. Since I'm number 2, I will never be number 1. We'll start with District 1.
Thank you. Good morning. Today is my honor to recognize my Volunteer of the Year, Mariana Robles. Mariana served as the court-appointed special advocate for nearly 6 years, standing up for children in foster care and making sure that their voices are heard in some of the most important moments of their lives. Her work has helped children find stability, supported families, and strengthened our community in ways that truly matter. It is not easy work, and the way that she shows up for these children consistently with care makes a real difference. I've had the opportunity to know Mariana, and what she does in the community reflects exactly who she is. On a more personal note, I also had the pleasure of working with Mariana. Mariana was a teacher most of those years, 27 years in total, a teacher at Riverside Unified School District, where she's taught at Hawthorne Elementary School. And it was my pleasure to see Mariana in action many of those years, as she was very active in the Riverside Teachers Association. So today I'm very proud to recognize Mariana Robles as my Volunteer of the Year in District 1. And if Mariana would please come forward. Mariana, if you'd come up, and if you'd like to say a few words.
Good morning. This is really a great honor, and one of the things that pleases me is to be able to say that it is an honor for me, but also for the association with which I volunteer, Voices for Children, who does an amazing job advocating for children that, for no fault of their own, are in very dire circumstances. So it's an honor to receive this in name of the organization and in name of all those children that deserve our help. Thank you.
I do want to note, we do not coordinate our attire or colors regularly. So we're all in blue today because of the Child Prevention Month that I talked to you earlier, our 3:30 ceremony. So I'll remind you, if you're around, please join us out front of this building at 3:30 for our Child Prevention Awareness Month. Okay. He says he gets extra credit. He's got the boys and girls tie on. Yes, Chuck, you get extra points. I'd like to have Paul Bender come up here now. She's my volunteer of the year. We have a very small font, and it was 2 pages long, 2 of these. All the submissions and all the information that was given. So we condensed it down. I'm sorry. Could not put everything this woman has done. An incredible friend, community leader, and business owner. So all this into one just is incredible. I think what's best is to talk about that her lifelong commitment service began in England. So if she speaks for us, you will hear her accent still. Where at age 14, she volunteered at a school prefect. Yes. And by age 17 was serving with a nonprofit dedicated to improving race relations and fostering cultural understanding. So before she even hit her adult life, she's already doing it. And then in her early professional work included establishing a refuge for South Asian women escaping domestic violence, developing programs for homeless women, and later leading initiatives to build sustainable communities by partnering with residents and businesses to address unemployment and urban deprivation. It goes on. She's beyond 20 now, and the list is incredible. And just in the recent times, I mean, right now, I could tell you off the top of my head, I'll look at this. She's working with our workforce development. She's been appointed on the Workforce Development Board, which is a volunteer organization. She was the chair of the Corona Chamber of Commerce in 2022. She's now chair of the Corona Chamber Foundation. She was on the YMCA, United Way for how many years? 17 years. We're not talking small stuff here. And this list goes on. She's been recognized with honors from the Inland Empire Asian Business Association, Small Business of the Year, Chamber of Commerce, and the list is on. She doesn't know how to say no. Rotary president.
Yeah.
Sounds rude, no.
No, yes. No.
She tells me no. But I'm just so proud of somebody who continues. You know, when you're a splash pan and you, just like Supervisor Medina's honoree, long term. Even though we say it's for the volunteer of the year, these are committed individuals in our communities that constantly give back. And that's what makes them so special. But with Paul Bender, her real tie is with her family and her faith. And isn't today a special day for your faith?
It is. Today is Vaisakhi for Sikhs, which is the founding of our religion. And the biggest tenet of our faith is service to others. And we believe that all paths lead to the same God. So it doesn't matter how you worship, who you worship. We're all connected as human beings, put on earth to help each other. And that's something that helps drive me. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to thank you, Supervisor Spiegel, for this enormous honor. I actually, I'm very humbled by this, and I'm very humbled by the fact that so many of, well, my husband came out. He took a day off work, which is a miracle. But also the friends from Corona Chamber, my clients, and my franchise developer, Bill Dunn, Beth Shalom. Thank you so much, Maddie. You all came out and to support me. I really really appreciate that. Yesterday, I prayed for at least 5 people to be here, so I'm pleased. But I also wanted to say this award is for all of us who believe that showing up and lending a hand is what we're put on earth to do, and that these small acts will affect change in an increasingly fractured world. We need more of this. Thank you so much for this honor. And Supervisor Spiegel, this is not just sucking up to you, but you are a massive example of someone who, from dawn to dusk, just gives back and runs around. And if I can harness some of your energy, I'm a happy 60-year-old. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I had to check in with the boss about how to do this. And so she gave me the green light. I want to start with someone, as recently as a couple weeks ago, I just saw her at an event, and I told her, I love what you stand for. And she also, like the other recipients, has a long list of accomplishments, involvements, and so I put a lot of that down on paper just so that I wouldn't leave anything out. It is truly an honor to recognize someone whose compassion and generosity have made such a meaningful impact in our community. Jamie Buchanan McNeese has dedicated countless hours to helping individuals and families navigate the complexities of healthcare, especially during some of the most difficult moments of their lives. As a cancer survivor herself, she has turned her personal experience into a powerful mission to advocate for others, ensuring they receive the care and support they deserve. And this speaks to exactly who Jamie is. When my staff called her to let her know she had been selected for this honor, her first response was to name others she felt were equally deserving of recognition. That humility and selflessness truly define her. Through her volunteer work with Michelle's Place Cancer Resource Center and her extraordinary generosity to local nonprofits, Jamie continues to uplift and strengthen Southwest Riverside County. Please join me in congratulating our 2026 3rd District Volunteer of the Year, Jamie McNeese, and welcome her up to join the board.
I did. Thank you so much for acknowledging the things that I do. I like to say I'm a 10-year bladder cancer survivor. I just celebrated my 10th anniversary. I want to honor my son, Sam McNeese, who was my caregiver during a very difficult time in our lives, and he was the best. I like to say that I survive out loud so that I can give hope to those who are going through the journey.
Right here.
The next award I'd like to speak to and acknowledge is for Volunteer Organization of the Year. And just much like Jamie, the owners, promoters of the activities that go on at JDS Studio have been friends for at least a couple of decades or more. I watch their work. I know what their commitment is to the community. So it's truly an honor to recognize an organization that has made such a meaningful impact across our community through creativity, inclusion, and opportunity. And JDS Creative Academy has opened doors for so many, providing a space where individuals of all abilities can discover their talents and build confidence and gain real-world skills in arts and media. Their work goes far beyond creative expression. It creates pathways, purpose, and possibility. Their dedication has not gone unnoticed. JDS Creative Academy has received numerous recognitions and accolades reflecting the powerful, lasting impact they continue to make throughout Riverside County and beyond. And today, we are proud to add to that list by naming them our 2026 3rd District Nonprofit of the Year. At the heart of this incredible organization is strong, visionary leadership. We are honored to have Diane Strand, founder and executive director, here with us today, along with her husband, Scott, and several members of their board of directors to accept this well-deserved recognition. Diane, Scott, and your entire team, thank you for the lives you are changing and the community you are strengthening every single day. Please join us. I guess I should have said, let them up. You want to say a few words?
Thank you so much. Supervisor Washington, you have been such a force for our nonprofit from day one, placing me on the workforce board, teaching me all of the things of what we needed in our community. And my husband and I started a nonprofit for the arts because we truly believe that the arts impact life and business. And we have been able to see that grow and impact. We started as a visual performing and digital arts nonprofit that has grown into serving youth, teens, adults, mainstream and special needs, providing workforce training in digital arts so people can live careers of passion and joys of all ability. And we've been able to place over 13 into real entertainment, career technical education jobs from our neurodiverse, as well as hundreds into the mainstream industry in working as actors, writers, directors, and all different things. And I do that with Scott, my partner in life. I have an amazing board. I don't do it alone. This is Lynn Cohen and Johanna Lack, who really have been the grounding force in helping really move this along. And it's such an honor. And thank you so, so much for all your support over the many years.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize for being a little tardy. We ended up hitting some traffic. Unfortunately, there was an accident. Hopefully, It didn't turn out as bad as it looked. It was a 5-vehicle collision on the 10 freeway going east and west. So hopefully folks are safe, but definitely our firefighters, our first responders were there right away, as well as sheriff, as well as highway patrol. Now, obviously, it's a beautiful day today for different reasons, aside from the tragic accident I just saw. When we come together and celebrate folks like yourselves, it's always a great thing. And I think one of the recipients mentioned earlier, one of the volunteers of the year mentioned that during tough times, this is when we need this the most. And I believe that. It definitely gives me hope. And it gives me inspiration. Definitely motivates me to do more. And the fact that all of you want to give back in your own way, I think it's beautiful. So I just want to say thank you to all the volunteers of the year, because you deserve it. And I'm sure that there are many others that are out there volunteering that don't get recognized, but today's your day. So I appreciate you. Now, with that being said, I'm very proud of acknowledging our Volunteer of the Year award to Dr. Douglas Kuntz. And I'll ask him to come up in a bit. I had the pleasure of meeting him, on a side note, maybe a few years back now, at a fundraiser at 849 in Palm Springs for a dinner in which we were raising money for animal services and to help support pets that are in need. As you know, animal services is a major concern in our county, especially the need for veterinary care. When a dog or cat is not feeling well, for many pet owners, the need for a vet is an emergency. On another front, there is an ongoing need for vets to do spay and neuter procedures, which is consistently brought up as a solution to prevent overcrowding in our shelters. Well, Dr. Kuntz has been a veterinarian in our community and Palm Springs for 45 years. And he volunteers his time going to provide services on the east end of the valley. The issue is everywhere, but especially in the east end when it comes to my district. I first met Dr. Kuntz 2 years ago, and that was at the dinner that I mentioned. But we also talked about vet shortages, and I appreciate his perspective on the need in the Coachella Valley. Dr. Kuntz currently serves as a veterinarian and medical director at VCA Desert Animal Hospital in Palm Springs. He's been involved with the Friends of the Palm Springs Animal Shelter for its entire history. As a founding member in 1996, founding president from 1996 to 2015. And still today, he continues to serve on their board as a trusted advisor to the shelter's medical team. And Dr. Kuntz also serves the Coachella community on the board of the Coachella Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District as an appointee of the City of Palm Springs since 2016. In fact, through his involvement with the agency, he was instrumental to the district's efforts to fund dog tick treatment clinics at Oasis Mobile Home Park. So we're very grateful for that. And for him bringing his team out there to provide these services. He does not turn away any animal in need of care. That's what makes him my choice for Volunteer of the Year. And with that said, folks, I had the pleasure of actually going out there at Oasis Mobile Home Park, I want to say maybe about a month, 2 months ago. He had quite a team out there. And there was a long line of folks ready to be seen by veterinarian Dr. Kuntz, as well as many folks that volunteered that day. And what's amazing to me is that he's been doing that consistently over so many years. And he also mentioned that his entire staff wanted to come out, and other doctors, but he said, no, someone needs to work in the office, someone needs to stay in the facility because we also got to serve folks over here too, right? So He couldn't take everybody, but everybody wants to volunteer that works for him. And that's what's beautiful about it all. So with that said, I am proud to honor you, sir. Please come on up.
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. I'm humbled to be counted with the other honorees today. You know, I love what I do, and I appreciate the opportunity to also acknowledge that this wasn't done in a vacuum. It wasn't done with just me, but there were multiple organizations that came together to do this particular activity, as well as some others we've done over the years. And so we had not only the mosquito district that helped to provide some of the funding and was the impetus to get this going to protect human health because of the transmission of disease from the ticks to people, but also for the health of the dogs. But Loving All Animals, Animal Samaritans, Dr. Foley at UC Davis, who helped us with some of the research and knowing what was the best thing to do. My regional operations director, Paul Geis, who went to work with Zoetis and Merck to get free vaccine for the project and discounts on the tick treatment. There are just a multitude. The Martinez Torres tribe, Riverside County Animal Services provided some of their RVTs to help us. And my colleagues, I work with wonderful doctors, and I had to make them take turns because we still had to keep our clinic open. But I had 7 veterinarians that volunteered their services, as well as most of my staff and staff from our other VCA hospitals. So it's something you come away with such a wonderful feeling that maybe you've made a little bit of a difference. You know, it's like pebbles in a pond. If we can make a difference in one person's life or a few people's lives, it radiates out. So I'm honored and appreciate so much this award. Thank you.
We'll take one more photo. We'll take another photo with everybody, please.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate it.
Unfortunately, Supervisor Gutierrez couldn't be here with us today. He's on the phone, though. I think maybe even zooming in, but he has to be in Washington, D.C., representing, I believe, our county and the committee of sorts out there. But he asked me to go ahead and step in on his behalf. And as a result, today it is my honor to present this recognition on behalf of 5th District Supervisor Istian Gutierrez, who is unable to be here today. Today we recognize an individual whose lifelong commitment to service has made a lasting impact on the city of Banning and the greater San Gorgonio Pass, Mr. Councilmember Leroy Miller. Give him a round of applause. Hang tight, Mr. Miller. I'll ask you to come up in a bit. Now, Mr. Miller is a proud lifelong resident of Banning and a retired firefighter with CAL FIRE, where he dedicated his career to protecting lives and serving his community. Even after retirement, His service did not stop there. He went on to serve 14 years as a Parks and Recreation Commissioner, helping enhance programs, parks, and quality of life for local families. He also served as a planning commissioner, contributing to thoughtful development and the future growth of the city. Beyond these roles, Leroy has remained actively involved in nonprofit and community efforts across the region, always stepping up where help is needed. He is a strong advocate for economic development, working to bring new opportunities, good paying jobs, and long-term sustainability to his community. He is also committed to addressing homelessness through collaboration, compassion, and solution-oriented approaches. Now, Mr. Miller's leadership reflects a deep belief in partnership, service, and building a stronger future for the next generation. On behalf of the 5th District, it is an honor to recognize Mr. Leroy Miller as the 2026 Volunteer of the Year. Congratulations, sir. Come on up. For whatever reason, it states here, now it's written, it's Miller time. I don't know what that means. Want to say a few words?
It's a great honor today to receive this award. But this award is not just for me, it's for all the families that is affected by this award. Being a volunteer, your family loses out a lot. So this is for all the family members that sacrifice for the volunteer work that we do. But the community, they benefit for it, so it's worth it. You always have to put service before self. And that's what I remember every time I think about all the things I do out in the community. So I really appreciate this award. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And thank you, Supervisor. Thank you.
Everyone's welcome to stay, but we're going to take a couple seconds to let people want to leave. I know there's large groups to celebrate honorees. I do want to remind everybody, you have just a couple more minutes if you want to turn in a card to speak on an item on the agenda or the public comments. So we will close that at just a couple of minutes, 10:30. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It worked out well. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what caused it. I don't know. I was just like, I think it happened just before. Nah, I don't think they're about to do it late. Yeah. Yeah. That evening, signature. That's a photo. Sorry. Huh? I guess I should not remind you of it. They're not. They're not. They're all gonna evil about it. He said, it's a sound. And it? Yeah, Sam was in there. You did everybody else up here. So, So at some point, still stands if you want to really step in and see that. It's up to you. I'm enjoying. Right now, I was minimal. Yeah, yeah. It's up to you.
I know where there's one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As we move on, there will be no more public cards to be accepted. And we will now do the clerk of the board update.
There are no additions. Under deletions, delete closed session item D1. There are no corrections, no notations. We have speakers signed up for public comment, and items 2.8, 2.17, 2.18, 3.3, 3.10, 3.22, 3.23, 3.31, 3.32, 3.33, and 19.1.
Okay, I know I missed one. 2.8, 2.18.
2.17.
Oh, 17.
And 2.18.
3.10, 3.22.
There's also 3.3.
2.8, 2.17, 2.18, 3.3, 3.10, 3.22, 3.23, 3.31, 3.32, 3.33, and 19.1.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then we have a few. With that being said, do we have a motion for the remainder items on consent? Oh, do any of my colleagues have an item they want to pull?
No.
I'm just trying to get through, guys.
No, ma'am.
Got a lot to hear.
No, ma'am.
Thank you, Ixion.
You do have a receipt that is pulled, but I was asked 3.3 and 3.34.
2.17, which is pulled, 3.3, which is also pulled by public, and 3.34. Okay. Supervisor Washington. Supervisor Medina? And we do have, I'm doing 3.2, and Supervisor Gutierrez, you said none, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, can we do the remainder?
Can I get a motion and a second?
Oh, that's right, we have to do roll call.
I so move. Second.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
And Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So we are now going back to the items that are pulled, beginning with 2.8.
We have one member of the public to speak, Brad Anderson.
Is he online?
He's here in person.
Okay, we'll move on to 2.17. We'll come back.
he's not here.
He could be in the little boy's room. Sorry, I'm going to give him an opportunity. Why don't you talk on 2.17?
We have one member of the public, Ivana Uriarte, and Ivana is online.
Good morning. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair and Supervisors. My name is Ivana, Housing and Land Use Policy Advocate with Leadership Council for Justice and Accountability. I work alongside ECD residents and Unidos por Viviendas Justas y Dignas, who advocate for programs that reflect community housing needs and priorities in the housing element. We appreciate the work staff has put into this report, as well as the coordination across departments and partners, and the continued engagement with us to provide updates and incorporate resident feedback in the housing element. However, after reviewing the report, I would like to highlight a key concern. There appears to be gaps between planning and implementation. Much of the report describes efforts as ongoing or in progress, which makes it hard to understand what actually has been completed. It would be helpful to see clearer breakdowns of what's been done within each program, which is what is exactly pending, and what are the next steps to move implementation forward. Also, as we all know, the housing element is intended to expand housing opportunities and resources not only in the ECB, but across unincorporated communities and the region as a whole. To ensure the county can meet program deadlines and comply with state requirements, we respectfully urge the consideration of increased budget allocations to support implementation, including additional staffing capacity and grant writing resources. We look forward to continuing to work together to strengthen the housing element implementation. Thank you for your time and consideration. And my apologies for the noise.
You did well. Thank you. You got a lot in at 3 minutes. Okay, so Supervisor Perez, you pulled this item also.
I did, Madam Chair. You know what? It was kind of fast. Whoever that was, I didn't catch the name of the organization, but nonetheless, though, I did take the opportunity to read a bit of it, and it was a bit confusing. And so I wanted to ask folks that actually provided the Housing Element Annual Progress Report to come up and just share a few thoughts as to, at the end of the day, how are we doing? I mean, I know that it's a difficult issue, but how are we doing as a county? And if there's a breakdown of, you probably don't have it here with you now, but a breakdown of unincorporated areas versus cities, I think that would be important too. If you don't have that today, that's fine. I think it's something that we should report out in the future. And just the basics, like what is the housing element and why are we here? And what can be done for us to meet the housing element?
Thank you, Supervisor. Good morning. John Hildebrand, Planning Director for the county. The item before you today is our annual progress report, which is an annual state requirement to report on housing production throughout the county. The report itself shows the number of applications that were submitted for housing, number of dwelling units that were permitted, constructed, and going through the entitlement process. Also includes status information about all of our housing implementation programs. So this is the housing cycle started back in 2021, goes up through 2029. It's an 8-year cycle. And if you recall, our housing element wasn't even adopted until July 2024. So we've only had the benefit of about a year and a half to get through these nearly 35 separate implementation programs on our housing element. So to answer your question, Supervisor, we're doing well. We have 35 separate programs that is a collaboration between Planning Department and our Housing and Workforce team to do. And they range from just simple reporting to affordable housing production, different programs and funding mechanisms. So there's still work to do. We will continue to work diligently with our partners, both on the outside of the county and the inside, to ensure the completion of all this. We recently met with HCD on March 30th to go over the status of each of those implementation programs, and they were satisfied with our progress at that point. So lastly, we will be having an entire section on our webpage dedicated to our housing division. It'll have an interactive map that shows all of our housing inventory sites, where they are, the status of those, whether they've been built out or whether they're still vacant. It'll have status information of each of the 35 programs that we're doing. It'll have links and information and data on there available for the public to review and for us to keep track of and show and really showcase what we're doing.
I appreciate that. As a matter of fact, I was going to ask you, as my next question, follow-up, was that do we have some sort of site or fact sheet or something that folks can refer to, but I'm glad you're working on it. When do you anticipate that being completed?
It's drafted. We will probably roll it out within the next couple of weeks, and we'll update it over time as we progress through the housing element.
I appreciate that. Obviously, we should think about how we're going to get that information out to people. Let people know that, we are understanding the concern when it comes to housing. And quite frankly, the County of Riverside took a stance on this way back when, a proactive one, in which we were going to do what we could as a county, as districts, supervisors, staff, to ensure the build out as much as possible of housing, and with that being said, infrastructure. But nonetheless, though, just want to say thank you for that report. That's all we needed, I think, for the meanwhile. I look forward to the website that's coming up soon.
Thank you, Supervisors. Thank you all for your support on this as well.
And I make a motion to approve this. Second.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Okay, 2.18.
Daryl Terrell?
Hey, Daryl. Hi, Daryl. How you doing, Daryl? It's been a long time.
I'm doing good, sir. And good morning, Honorable Chair Spiegel and Honorable Supervisors. I want to thank you for the opportunity to stand here before you today. I want to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to my supervisor, Honorable Supervisor Gutierrez, for placing your trust in me. That trust is not something I take lightly. It's something I carry with humility and with a deep sense of responsibility. I've had the honor of serving as a planning commissioner for the city of Moreno Valley, where I was entrusted with decisions that don't just live on paper. They shape people's lives. And I tell you, those decisions aren't always easy, because when you sit up there on that dais, you quickly learn that doing what's right isn't always what's popular. You hear from a small business owner fighting to stay open, a family concerned about their character of their neighborhood, a worker hoping for opportunity closer to home. And often those voices are in tension with one another. And in those moments, you have a choice. You can take the easy road, the one that draws the loudest applause, or you can take the harder road, the one that's grounded in fairness, in the law, and what serves the greater good of the entire community. Time and time again, I have chosen that harder road, not because it was comfortable, but because it was necessary. Because leadership is not about popularity, it's about responsibility. It's about having the courage to make principled decisions and to listen with respect. That's what I've done on the Planning Commission in my own fair city. And to act with, most importantly, with integrity and when it's difficult. And let me be clear, every decision I make is anchored in the law, but guided by the impact on the community we serve. Because the law provides the foundation, but it's the people who give our work meaning. And if given the honor to serve, I will approach that role with a clear understanding that planning is not just about policies or projects, it's about people. It's about families who live next door, the character of the neighborhoods, the kind of county we leave behind for the next generation. It's about making sure growth doesn't leave people behind. It's about balancing opportunity with responsibility. And it's about making decisions that we can stand behind from now. I just want to thank each of you there, Supervisor Medina, Honorable Supervisor Spiegel, Supervisor Washington, and Supervisor Perez, and my supervisor for this opportunity. It's not bad for a guy who works at Lowe's as a cashier and bags groceries at State. Thank you.
Thank you, Daryl. Congratulations. I hope. We didn't do the vote yet. Can we do the vote? Do I have a motion?
Move item 2A, second 1A.
Motion and second, please call for vote.
Supervisor Medina? Yes. Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Both of them.
And Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Now it's congratulations. Okay. Mr. Anderson, you missed your opportunity, but we are allowing you to do on 2.8. Come on up. But the ones you just turned in, we're already done with any of them. So if you added any more, they're not going to be, we already voted. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, the public hearings are over.
Oh, those are public hearings?
Yeah, those are public hearings.
Oh, okay.
That's their, okay, thank you.
Those are good.
Awesome, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. I won't take too much time of anybody. I just wanted to speak on item 2.8 real quick, and this is just the verification of statement of assets held by Riverside County Treasurer. I just wanted to inform the public at large that this is assets from taking people's personal properties like homes, properties, and fees and other assets that the county has collected. So look at those. Anyway, just consider that when you think they're doing a real good job. And item 3.3, are you already past that?
2 point what?
3.3?
No, we're not there yet.
Okay, that's my next item. That's
Okay.
the only other one. Thank you.
Okay. So we're 2.8. There a motion?
So moved. Well, do you want me to spell out the motion? I move staff's recommendation.
Yes, you were fine.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Supervisor Medina? Yes. Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Okay, next is 3.2. So I don't know who wants to come up. Chief Fish, do you want to come up?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. So this is essentially an annual event by the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. It recognizes nationally, but also locally, firefighters, both in our county department, state department, and our local government agencies who have died in the line of duty or who have been lost to workplace illness and injury. A couple of examples for people to participate is to swap or place a red light bulb at the front of their house, a red light in a front window, add strings around, in our case, a station or an entryway. For us specifically as the county fire department, we'd like to ask the county to participate in lighting the CAC in red, which Vince and the facilities folks have agreed to assist us in accomplishing with your consent. But to honor the recent passing of engineer Danny Cook here in Riverside County, but also some of our fallen firefighters of the past, Division Chief Josh Bischoff, Fire Captain Tim Rodriguez, Pilot Tona Sousa, who all passed away in the aviation accident a few years ago in Cabazon fighting fire. And then also many of the others who have died in the workplace from injuries or acquired illness from the workplace. Happy to answer any questions.
You? Okay, go.
I want to say thank you so much for bringing this forward. In my 10 years in the state legislature, there was not a more solemn moment for us than when we put fallen firefighters' name on the firefighters' wall. So I'm very happy to join Supervisor Spiegel in this and look forward to the ceremony here, lighting the building here and in memory of the fallen firefighter. So just thank you for bringing this forward.
Thank you, Supervisor. We appreciate your support.
Do you have a time or a date for the official lighting?
No, I don't believe there was going to be any official lighting ceremony. But we're happy to do something at your pleasure if that's something you would like to do. We were trying to just participate.
Flip the switch?
Flip the switch, but also do it on behalf of not just us as a department representing the county, but also the local government agencies like Riverside
There's been quite a
City.
few of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, with that, I will make the motion.
I'll second.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Okay, 3.3. Right here we have a member, I think it's Brad Anderson,
Yes.
and then Supervisor Perez.
I'm sorry, I'll go first. Oh, thank you. Brad Anderson, I currently live in the city of Ransom Rosa, but I did say that earlier. And I just wanted to show my support for this expansion of support services. I think it's amazingly important to the Coachella Valley and the region, and I appreciate this coming forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
All right, it's good to hear. So, just want to state out loud that thank you to folks that have been following this and have been pushing this agenda now for quite some time, especially my colleagues and folks within behavioral health, as well as our veteran population, organizations that exist in the 4th District. My thought is that, once we named what used to be known as Lake Cahuilla, to now, also Veterans Regional Park with Lake Cahuilla, including that, and then working with Kyla and her team to put flags up and having a grand opening, a ribbon cutting. Couldn't believe the amount of people that showed up. It was awesome. People were just so happy about it. And as a result of that, that's where the idea came forward by a few different individuals, specifically a veteran by the name of Everett Robles, who stated out loud that, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could have behavioral health services here at the lake on an ongoing basis, to be able to provide guitar classes or just circles of discussion between veterans. And I thought it was a great idea, and from there it somewhat took off by having more discussions with other veterans. And hopefully maybe one day we'll even do this at Herky Creek, since that's also being worked on, being upgraded, and maybe even other county parks. But I just wanted to state out loud, thank you for moving this forward. I know it's a study that we're going to do to evaluate. I think we need that. But my hope is that at the end, there's agreement that it's necessary. And what better way to do this in a beautiful park that we've also now updated back home, in which many of us grew up in. So I'd like your support, folks, and as well, I make the motion to support.
Second.
Okay.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Item 3.10.
We have 2 members of the public wishing to speak. First is Errol Koshowitz, followed by David Hansen.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh yeah, just for a second. And I'll put this back there because I'm on. Okay. And I'll slide it when I'm ready. Is it okay? Yeah, guys, I haven't been here in a while, but I wanted to say something briefly to you today. Now, item 3.10, I want to discuss, it's Riverside County Children and Families Commission for First 5 Riverside County. Now, you guys are providing money to limited liability companies. Now, those are LLCs that we cannot oversee where the funding is going to. So you're committing more fraud. Every department, you are requiring to give them public funds. An LLC you cannot see once it goes to the private sector. So you're committing more fraud. I'm going to flip you over to the next page for a second. Can you put this up there? Now, this is one of the contracts that you guys provided back in 2022. You approved a contract to Kenyon Consulting Firm, LLC. Now, you approved it. Now, it's $95,000, $200,000. This is your records. Now, once that money goes to that consulting firm, we have no idea where it goes to. Now, this is the agenda, First 5 Riverside County Children's and Family Commission. So I'm speaking on behalf of this agenda item. Now, I wanted to go to the third page, actually. Can you put that up there? Yeah, thank you very much. Now, we, the county of Riverside, provided Kenyon Consulting Firm $82,000. Now, we, the county, provided Kenyon Consulting $93,000. The date is 2/23 and 24. So it was a couple years ago. But the problem is, once that goes to that consulting firm, we have no idea where the money goes to, like stacks of POs that I have from you guys now. So I just want to say we are committing a lot of fraud here, you guys. A lot of just stealing public funds. Now, the third one I wanted to go down to is another one at Kenyon Consulting, $94,000. Now, I have pages now, guys, of files and files of just stealing of funds. And I do think you guys should be in jail. That's my personal opinion, guys. I'm going to be making comments today all day long with you guys. I have files of stuff. So that's the one I wanted to speak on, this one. Thank you very much.
David Hansen.
All right, thank you for allowing me to be here today. I've warned you guys about this last year. You guys didn't listen to me. Now I'm going to reveal to you why this could hold you guys accountable to where you could actually get in trouble for this and have it a volume of violations. These systems are predictive analytics systems, compliance systems that are algorithms. And what they do is they plug in everything people have done to violate custody orders, court cases, things like that. They plug it all in. The court judges read it, and the court judges say, hey, this is how the system tells me I need to judge this case. So they're judging administratively, not judicially. And in doing so, they violate everybody's due process rights in both criminal and family courts. And they're putting people into plea bargains, parenting classes, all these different things that they don't need to be in simply because the system tells them to. So the guilt lies on the judges and the lawyers for knowing full well the Constitution from the time they were in high school and yet choosing to violate it against the people themselves. And so you accepting these analytic systems that they're asking you to accept, you're party to this. And this could fall back on you because there are things federally going into place right now, that algorithms that will be holding you accountable. And so I was giving you a fair warning, but I've experienced it myself in my own personal cases where I went to court because they said I posted something on the internet talking about court corruption, and they said it was traumatizing my daughter and that she was coming in and she was doing this restraining order when it was coerced her to do this because I know my daughter. Then I laid down the law and I showed them how everything they did, the judicial process, everything was wrong. And what they did was wrong. And the judge went and told me I had to take batterer classes. I did not batter anybody. I did not have any history of domestic violence whatsoever. And they put that on me. And I'm like, why would you put that on me? And the things that they ordered in this restraining order had nothing to do with anything I had done, complete violation. And yet they put it there. Now, I could blame the judge of being corrupt, which is what everybody in our society's been doing across the United States. But I know what's happening. The judge is following this algorithm and obeying what they're told to do. And you guys are employing these algorithms. And that's why people are getting unjustly treated. And my organization has even analyzed with data that all the cases are primarily administrative decisions, not judicial.
Is there anybody else?
No, that was our last public speaker.
Supervisor Washington.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will try to be brief on this. Well, it rises to the level where, as the chair of the First Five Commission, I feel obligated to speak out on behalf of the commission, which is also part of the county. They're part of our county family, and they're serving a specific purpose, and that is to improve the lives of children from 0 to 5. And they utilize funds that come from various sources. But in this particular agenda item, as you can see on the staff report, no county funds are being expended. This is about master agreements with a variety of different organizations, which is typical for most local level governments to utilize outside vendors who have expertise in a certain area. What that saves the taxpayer, unlike what one of the speakers was suggesting, that we're wasting taxpayer money, we are actually operating more efficiently by targeting vendors with expertise, and then we don't carry the burden of a fully burdened employee, which comes with benefits. Not that we dislike having employees, but there are times where it just makes sense to create partnerships with vendors who have a level of expertise that we can tap into for a limited period of time. So I'd like to move the item with staff's recommendation.
Second.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
3.22, correct?
Yes, we have one public speaker, David Hansen.
I am very glad you spoke on efficiency, because that's what these systems were originally designed for, was efficiency. But as of 1990, when a lot of these systems first came into effect, especially ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution, all of your courthouses increased in construction more than since FDR. They've been this extreme, huge creation of courts, and then the court cases did not diminish. They just increased as well, almost as though everything that's been employed since 1990 was on purpose, because courthouses increased and cases increased. And they said that ADR and these systems, these analytic systems, were to create efficiency, but they have not. They created money. Just like when LA County has been sued by the jail systems for not creating enough criminals. So it just goes to show that these systems are not what you say they are. And you're actually, you're digging your own grave with this. I mean, they're going to come after you. You guys don't realize this. I'm trying to help you. Some of these predictive analytics systems corporations, just so you know, I've done my research, are Accenture, IBM, Deloitte, Northwoods, Salesforce, Palantir, Amazon Web Services, and on and on. My team of people, we are an underground organization, and we help parents fight, and we've researched all of this. I'm not speaking out my rear end. I'm not sitting up here speaking on something that I think I know a lot about. I'm an educator, and last I checked, it was an educator that got you to where you are in life, not the other way around. And as an educator with 10 years of college, I've studied, I research, I do my research, and I do have children on my plate as what I'm concerned with. But you're concerned with the city, and that's fine, but you need to be concerned with the children, because that's who this affects at the end of the day. It doesn't affect the parents. I don't care about all the parents that are getting violated. They could be mad at me all they want. What I care about is the children that are hurt from what you're doing to the families, the parents, and the children through these courts. And these systems are part of it. And then you just okay the systems? It's not about efficiency. It's about income and profit for the county. That's what it's about. And that's for every county. It's not just you. I'm not pointing fingers. It's every county across the United States. We've got to get rid of these systems. This is my job as a Cherokee citizen in the United States, is to make sure this country is fair to its people, because we were told to take care of our country, to be the caretakers of this land. And that's what I plan on doing, and not letting all this corruption and all this civil rights huge catastrophe occur. Because that's what this is, a huge civil rights catastrophe, the biggest we've seen in our nation.
With that said, Madam Chair, is there another speaker? I'd like to move the item.
Second.
No.
Second.
Okay.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
3.23.
We have one public speaker, Errol Koshowitz.
I wouldn't have guessed. He was up at the dais before you could have said his name.
Put this one up here, okay? Put this on the overhead projector. Thank you very much, you guys. I wanted to talk on the Office of Aging today. I requested, like I said, I've been requesting public records here since before all you guys were here. So this purchase order, Office of Aging, provided $36,000 to Area Consulting, LLC. Another LLC, like I said, I have probably close to 1,000 purchase orders now from the county of Riverside. Vendors that you say do better job doing whatever, I don't know still. We provided, if you can read this, it says $36,000 from the Office of Aging to Area Consulting LLC. Now, this is in New York. Why are we providing $36,000 to a consulting firm in New York, you guys? This is your records again. What I've had to pretty much threaten you guys for the last years to get it, but I'm starting to get them. Because it's been a while. We have a lot of issues, guys. We have no accountability to our public funds. You have committed so much fraud. It makes my head spin looking at it. I got paid. Like I said, I got close to 1,000 of these purchase orders now, and they're just made up LLCs and nonprofits, and $36,000 to whatever. And this is Office of Aging Department. Can you imagine what I have of other departments? Everybody here needs to be locked up, Chuck. It's not laughable. It's serious, Chuck. You should be locked up. And I've told you this before. And I've told everybody on this board, Mr. Perez, I've told Mr. Washington, and Karen, I know I've told you you should be locked up. Money laundering, fraud, corruption is a crime. There's no accountability to this $36,000. And that's one department from you. And this is Office of Aging. You know, the county provides food to the Janet Goski Foundation. And you guys are worried about the meals over there. And look at the money that's just going out of here. I really want you guys in the future to be locked up. I've told you this before. And the arrogance. I'll tell Sean later on today, Mr. Medina, too, that I told you that you should be locked up for committing fraud, robbery, money laundering, interfering with election, buying votes, everything. You have a blessed day, you guys. I'll be making more comments this afternoon with you. Thank you very much.
I'll make the motion.
I'll make a motion. I'll move that item, move approval.
I'll second.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Gladly, yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez? Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
I think if it said Microsoft or something well-known, it probably wouldn't have been a problem to get software for a purchase order for $36,000, but it was a name he didn't recognize, so. Anyway, moving right along. We are now on 3.31.
We have one public speaker, Eddie, and Eddie has pulled items 3.31, 3.32, and 3.33.
Was Eddie in the room?
Vince looks close to that. Dark hair. Vince looks close to that.
You're so bad.
I'll tell her. Chair, can we, let's say, close up the next 10 seconds? I'll make the motion to approve.
Eddie?
Is he walking in yet? If you're waiting on an item, I wish we would stay in the room, please, for holding us up. Can you please speak on 3.31, 3.32, and 3.33? We can just put them together.
I didn't hear any of that. What?
Pardon?
Huh? What'd you say? I didn't hear any of that.
Just say it again.
Please speak on 3.31, 32, and 33.
Oh, okay. Do I get 9 minutes?
Just speak on your items. Next time, we won't wait for you. You need to stay in the room if you've got an item pulled.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not playing games with you today. Speak. Your time's already started.
Don't tell me what to do. It's my time.
Wait. Whoa. Oh, we still have 18.
We have 3.
Not playing a game with me?
Your time's going.
Is there an I don't give shit. I suggest you stop talking. Who are you looking for? You looking to the sheriff?
I'm looking right at you.
Okay. I suggest you stop talking. Unless you're going to answer some questions. Now, is there an investigation into the Riverside County Sheriff right now for, how do we put this? Industrializing rape. Is there? Yes or no?
This is your time.
Well, I'm asking you a question. You seem to be blabbing. So I'm asking you a direct question. Is there an investigation into the Riverside County Sheriff for industrializing rape, meaning the Riverside County Sheriff uses rape as a form of coercion, blackmail, intimidation, punishment? Is there an investigation into that? Yes or no? Is there a representative from the sheriff that could answer that? Can you answer that, sir? Is there an investigation into that? Yes or no?
Please don't respond.
Don't tell him what to do. Don't tell him what to do. In fact, that is against the law. You cannot give him orders as he cannot give you orders. It's against the law. It's in the Constitution. It's not hard. Go ahead and look it up.
Can we remove this individual?
You're going to remove me? For what? For what? What am I being removed for?
For disturbing everybody. Disturbing the dais.
For what? What are you smiling at?
He's leaving.
What are you laughing at?
Three one, 3.32, and 3.33.
So moved.
Second.
Okay?
Supervisor Medina?
Aye.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect those items passing as unanimous.
Thank you. 3.34, Supervisor Perez.
Just very quickly, Madam Chair, I just thought it'd be important for folks back home to further understand what's happening with our aviation department, specifically when it comes to Jacqueline Cochran. And I'd like for a short report as to what's happening here. Hopefully you got the phone call that you're going to be called on.
He's always ready.
Always ready.
All right, good.
Would you like a general report? Or specific? So this item is one of the many economic development things that we're working on for Jackie Cochran Regional Airport. This item is about selling a hangar from one owner to another owner and the consent to a sublease of the ground. We are also working on our air traffic control tower, which the NEPA, the federal environmental, just got approved. We're also working on various developments throughout the airport. Can
you explain what those developments are?
Absolutely. We just put together a development contract with AFM, a new development or a new developer on the airport that's bringing in aircraft maintenance. We're also working with Colson Aviation to lease them additional land. And we're also working to try to put in a commercial air service at that airport.
Thank you. So the reason why I asked for this, folks, is because folks back home are constantly wondering what's going on with the airport. And where are we with the tower? Where are we with potential cargo one day in the future? Right? Where are we with figuring out how we could have a immigration officer or someone that deals with making sure that folks obviously are allowed to come in and out outside of the area, outside of the United States per se, into that airport. That airport is being utilized quite a bit, especially during the festival. And we have numbers for that as well. And I'm not suggesting that we talk about those numbers today, but it is used quite a bit, especially by individuals who not only are the artists, but many times their teams, and obviously folks that like to fly in and out of that area. A lot of people. Aside from the fact that I know that COD, our high schools, are working as well with entities at the airport to teach them a skill when it comes to maintenance of these jets. And potentially even how to fly them. I'm not exactly sure if that's the case yet.
It is.
It is, okay, good. But that's where we need to go with this. And I just wanted to make sure that people understood that to a degree. We need to do a better job of letting people know this, but we'll get there. And we'll definitely continue to do what we can to one day have our tower, one day be able to bring in and out cargo, and quite frankly, one day be able to fly in and out, people in and out of this country. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I make the motion to
Angie,
approve.
before you leave and before I second his motion, so who's ahead on the tower race?
It's neck and neck.
Neck and neck, good
It will stay
answer.
neck and neck.
I think we need, wait a minute, I think we need to have the ribbon cutting the same day on both of them.
I will do my
Same
very
time.
best.
I think Chuck's ahead of me on that one.
All right, thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Supervisor Medina? Yes. Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez? Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Okay, we are now going into public hearings.
19.1 before.
Oh yeah, that's not a public hearing. I wrote it as public hearing. Yes, 19.1.
We have two members of the public, Errol Koshowitz, followed by David Hansen.
Yes, I wanted to say something about Harmony also. We do not need to keep giving money to people that I believe, in my opinion, that are child trafficking. We need to investigate Harmony, and you should not be giving public funds to a child trafficker. That's my opinion, what I've been by there and looked at. And we have a lot of issues, guys. We should not be providing public funds. We need that to be investigated. The facility needs to be investigated. Mr. Medina doesn't want to talk with my group. They asked for a meeting with him, and he's refused to talk to them. So I believe public funds should not be going to that place, period. We need an investigation federally to investigate that place, what's going on in the barn, what's going on everywhere. To give a funding of $100 million or whatever it is, I don't even know what you guys are giving them now. But to give a consultant firm $75 million, $76 million, we don't need consulting firms, guys. We need a federal law investigator firm. That's what we need to investigate you criminals. Being a California resident, born and raised in Orange County, I'm just disgusted to look what California has become. The fraud, the money laundering to Harmony needs to stay here. They should not get any funds right now, period. You have a blessed day, you guys.
Thank you. Mr. Hansen?
So a while back, when the Harmony place was called the Merv Griffin Shelter, of course, they had to change their name because of the child trafficking that's gone on throughout our nation. And I hate saying child trafficking because then you guys just think that this is a bunch of hoo-ha. But what it actually is they take the children away from parents, put them into foster care, and they make 30 grand a month or whatever it is from federal funding for doing so. And then it goes on and on and on to foster parent, to foster parent, to foster parent, another 30 grand a month, another 30 grand a month, so forth, so on. So it's a money-making profit. And so the children get stuck in the pedophiles' homes so they can remove them from another one. And that's how it is trafficking. It is child trafficking. But it's not deliberate, like, I'm going to take the child and traffic them. No, it's just all off of making money, which is what these efficiency programs are as well. Now, this place, Harmony Place, when it was Merv Griffin Shelter, my Cherokee Nation was rehoming all the children that were coming over the border. And they had leftover stuff. So I took it out and I went to girls' homes, boys and girls clubs. I even went out to Merv Griffin Shelter or Harmony Place, and I gave them a bunch of stuff for their sports division and everything. And I was able to go onto their campus and everything. And so I've known this place. It's out by my home. I live out there. And now they have a security guard. They've never had a security guard before. I even went out there to help them to unload stuff when we had the rabbit fire because I was afraid that it would overtake this facility with all the children there. And they didn't want me to go on the campus. So for them to have such tight restrictions with security, not want people to go on campus, that just shows you how big this child trafficking thing has gotten to where they're scared and they have security guarding the facility, but they never had security prior to this big, huge civil rights catastrophe we have today, which is the child trafficking of children within these courts and these CPS agencies. And God blessed me, I don't think it's a blessing, but nonetheless, he gave me the ability to see this for myself when they stole my Native American child from me and they ripped her away, and there's a whole myriad of things that I can't get into right now. But then in addition, what they've done to me afterwards as well. It's evident. And when they change their names, that just goes to show. We used to call CPS. Now it's CFS, DCFS, all kinds of different names. Why? They have to change it because of the corruption. They're trying to avoid the corruption. You guys must see this. If you don't, I'm telling you, it's called an emolument violation. Because it's federal funds, you guys can get charged emolument violations for paying these people and employing these people and giving funds to these people. You don't see the bigger picture, and I'm not getting it, but I'm trying to be a diplomat between you guys and the public for what is going on.
I'm concerned that we're leaving some of the people here who aren't coming here on a regular basis to understand that Harmony Haven is a facility owned and run by Riverside County. Has nothing to do with the Merv Griffin, has nothing to do with the past. It was a facility that was for sale. We purchased it. And the reason it was initially, which is now we've got bigger and better things going with it, is because we were having a problem with placing some of our hard-to-place youth. The governor of California would not allow us to place kids in appropriate facilities outside of California. Wanted to keep all the children. Well, California does not sometimes have appropriate facilities for some of our youth. So we had to meet the demand and the needs. So the Riverside County Youth foster kids are over there as well as others. And so when we talk about giving public money to them, it is a public facility. So I just want to make sure that that wasn't misled and that people have the understanding that this is nothing to do with fraud and waste, as it has been said. A lot of mischaracterizations, a lot of misinformation has been stated today. And I hope that those of you who think there may be something, please ask. Please meet with any of us and get clarification, because a lot of misinformation. Okay. Do we need a vote on 19.1?
I'll move item 19.1.
Second.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Now our public hearings. I threw 19 with that, sorry. 21.1. Right.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kim Wright, Office of Economic Development. Item 21.1 is a request by the California Enterprise Development Authority for a public hearing and to adopt a resolution supporting the issuance of debt on behalf of community health systems. The funding will facilitate the acquisition, construction, rehabilitation, renovation, and equipping of healthcare facilities in Moreno Valley and 2 locations in Riverside. The California Enterprise Development Authority is a statewide joint powers authority of which the county is a member. Staff requests that the board conduct the public hearing and adopt the resolution. We have 2 representatives here from Community Health Systems if there are any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do we have any questions?
I'll move item 21.1.
Well, we've got to, if we have no questions here, I will open the public hearing for the public.
There are no public speakers.
With that, I'll close the public hearing. And now, Mr. Medina.
Now I'll move item 21.1.
Second.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Now we're at 21.2, and it appears that we are having some folks coming forward to explain us. You win.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Mr. Van Wagenen, Mr. Tran, and members of the board. I'm David McMillan, County Surveyor, TLMA Transportation. This item before you is for the vacation and termination of maintenance of a portion of Haskell Road in the Thousand Palms area. Here to answer any questions.
Ms. Perez, you got anything? Nope. We will open the public hearing. Do we have any speakers on this item?
We have one public speaker, Brad Anderson.
Thank you, Brad Anderson, currently living in the city of Rensselaer. I won't take too much of your time. I was late. I didn't review the agenda properly, so I didn't notice these public hearings until I got here today. And you must have had this on the agenda before, because I know something about it, and I thought it was part of the Sunline campus, and I have no issues. I'm actually in support of this type of vacation so anyway, I just wanted to say that I am in support of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Mr. Perez?
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Okay, we have another TLMA project. Oh, look at the big guy.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Mr. Van Wagenen, Mr. Tran. I do have a presentation.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. So today I'm here for the County Riverside, in cooperation with the City of Coachella, proposes to replacing the existing Airport Boulevard Bridge over Whitewater in the communities of Coachella and Thermal with a new, wider bridge at that location. Quick project overview is that we'll be replacing it with a wider 2-lane bridge. In the future, it can be striped for 4 lanes. Meet future traffic and pedestrian demands, improve traffic flow and safety, raising the roadway profile to meeting the FEMA floodwater conveyance requirements. There you go. The purpose of this public hearing is for the adoption of resolution number 2026-026, authorizing the resolution of necessity for the Airport Boulevard Bridge Replacement Project to pursue real property interest for the project. This resolution of necessity determines the following findings: that the public interest and necessity is required for the project, that the project is planned or located in a manner that will be most compatible with the greatest public good and least private injury, that the subject property interests are necessary for the project, and that the offer required by section 7267.2 of the Government Code has been made to the owners of record for the subject property. Quickly, this is the west end of the bridge. In total, there is 10 parcels affected. 7 parcels are for temporary construction easements. 3 of them are for roadway easements. This is the east end. And at this time, we are going to be, due to title, 3 of them, actually, there are title issues with the owners. So we can't confirm ownership, so we are going this route. With that, if you have any questions.
Any questions? I think everybody's worn out. Okay, with that, I will open the public hearing.
We have one member of the public to speak, Brad Anderson.
Hello again, Brad Anderson, currently in the city of Rensselaer. I wanted to speak on this topic, especially concerning, I guess you call them in the domain type issues. I'm all opposed to this. I don't know if this bridge is going to Again, I don't know really nothing about this. The CV Link, I don't know if they're involved in utilizing this type of new bridge. But anytime you're forcefully taking property from someone that doesn't want to, especially at this point in time where this bridge was, unless there's a safety aspect to this, where this bridge needs to be replaced immediately, there's time, especially with eminent domain stuff. I know it runs out after 20 years. I know how this works, and I just don't like to see people forced to do things that they don't want to do at a time when it's not necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? With that, I'll close the public hearing. Bring it back.
I'm not sure if I could address some of that.
Yes. Yeah, I'd like to address that. So this project is, so there are two property owners affected by this, CVWD, and someone that's, and then for other two parcels, there is someone that's no longer alive. So because they're the owner of title, that we can't go and get the right of way from them. So we will use this process for the person that is no longer living.
There's no family members to take it over?
Nothing that we can find. Look, it's been over a year we've been trying. The second one with CVWD, we've been coordinating this well over about 18 months to 2 years. What the problem is that we can't confirm if they are the fee owner of the property. They are in support of the project. We've been working with them, and they do not oppose the project. So this is a way to sort out the title owner of their properties as well.
Ultimately, Dennis, why is this project important?
Excuse me, I couldn't hear you. Sorry about that.
Ultimately, why is this project important?
Well, several years ago, we built the airport grade separation over 111 in the railroad. So as soon as you use that bridge to go east, you come down to the small bridge over CVWD channel or Whitewater River. So this project will increase the safety, the capacity, and actually raise the bridge up so for a higher clearance of the water. Additionally, we are coordinating with CVAG on the CV Link. The CV Link currently will end at this location, and the project does take that into account, and we've been coordinating with them to have access to the bridge.
For those reasons, I so make the motion. However, I also just add that CV Link, the goal is to actually, it's not going to end there.
Nope.
Folks want it in the North Shore. Folks want it all the way through Mecca. And I don't see no reason why they can't have that right, just like anybody else in Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, Desert Hot Springs, who also are asking for it. So I think it's a good thing, and I'll make the motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second?
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
You're busy in District 4, 23.1.
Yeah.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the dais, Board of Supervisors. My name is Brian Contino. I'm the Code Enforcement Director, and I am here today to request you open a public hearing for resolution or ordinance number 449257, which is extending an interim moratorium for short-term rentals located at unincorporated B-Bar H Ranch and Thousand Palms as we continue on from the February 10th meeting to establish a more stringent code and enforcement practices. I'm also here to answer any questions you may have.
So the reason, Madam Chair, so the reason for this continued item is specifically as a result of festival that's going on, correct?
That is correct. It allows the county staff to determine the impact that the short-term rentals have during the festival season in these areas.
Just so that we can analyze and figure out what may be the difference, if there is one, with complaints when there is no festival and when there are 3 weeks of festival.
That is correct.
Correct. So I'm open to hear from the public if there's any public at all.
Anybody else have comments? Okay.
Public hearing?
Good. We will open the public hearing. Sorry, you have to do that. Do we have anybody to speak on this item?
There are no public speakers.
With
I
that,
so move, Madam Chair.
I'll close the public hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Medina?
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel?
Yes.
Supervisor Washington?
Yes.
Supervisor Perez?
Yes.
Supervisor Gutierrez?
Yes.
Let the record reflect the item passing as unanimous.
Thank you. Okay, we will move into public comments. How many speakers do we have?
We have 9 here, we have 4 online, and I also have 3 speakers signed up for closed session items.
Can we just have them speak at the end of the public comments? Okay, thank you.
Chani Beeman, followed by Errol Koshowitz.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Honorable Board. The public does not know what will be discussed today in closed session. Here's what I hope you will discuss. Why is the highest paid sheriff producing the state's lowest performing sheriff's department related to case closure and in-custody deaths? Why is the highest paid sheriff managing a department that is the highest funded in the budget, but once again, over budget? Why is the highest paid sheriff allowed to run in political office in uniform, violating government code, requiring partisan political events and media appearances around the state without being required to take a leave of absence? What I'm concerned will actually happen in today's closed session is that behind closed doors and away from public scrutiny, Sheriff Bianco will pressure this board to use taxpayer funds to cover the fallout of his poor choices and his use of public office in a bald-faced campaign maneuver to lift his political profile state and nationwide. He chose to pursue search warrants just hours before the Registrar of Voters provided public response addressing limited community concern about elections, a response that this board accepted without continued concern. He chose to pursue an out-of-scope investigation rather than utilizing the proper established complaint procedure through the Secretary of State and the District Attorney. He chose to judge shop, selecting a friend and political ally, Judge Keel, to petition a search warrant. He chose a politically fringe attorney without board authorization or public contract. He chose to act illegally and outside the scope of his duties, bringing shame and embarrassment to law enforcement and to our county. It now appears he expects the Board of Supervisors to use taxpayer money to pay for the consequences of his poor and illegal choices. This mess is of his own making. It's beyond time to tell him that the gravy train has left the station. It is also beyond time that this board create oversight and accountability for his out-of-control sheriff's department, a mess of your own making.
Errol Koshowitz, followed by Ronald Owens.
Oh, I came up after her. Beautiful. I'm not voting for Chad Bianco either, to be honest with you, and that makes 2 of us. There's been no accountability to nothing. Now, she's worried about Chad's budget. Well, I'm worried about your budget. You know, it's just a blank check of tax-paying money. It's been like this for decades. We all understand this. That's why we need to audit you and see what's going on here. We can audit Chad to hell freezes over. I mean, the money is just a blank check. It's been like that. You shouldn't have the authority to give whatever and whenever money you want to whomever. That's got to stop. I wanted to say something else too. I want to put this on the overhead too. Now, I know it's hard to read right there, but I got pages of everything. But I wanted to say something today since I got 2 minutes now. Can you put that up there? Now, this is a consultant list that the county provided to me finally after years of bitching at you guys. Now, I just going through the Parks Department now. I understand it's only $7,000, but now I have a lot of problems with the names are on the Parks Department. Now, I understand this is a consultant. Now, she is my mayor of the city, which she really doesn't like me very well, I'll be honest with you. I don't like her either, to be honest with you. Now, why is the County Parks Division paying Patricia Locke Dawson $7,000 for a consultant fee? I am just going through pages and files right now, you guys. Hours of looking at stuff right now, and it's just so insane. We got to stop paying each other off for bribes and money laundering, election votes, whatever it is. I know it's only $7,000, but it is a lot of money. It's only one page, you guys. Like, I have files, 4,000 pages of vendors that you guys have hired, and my eyes are hurting looking at it. Now, I disagree with you giving money to Patricia Locke Dawson. Okay, it is what it is. And anybody that needs any files, I actually have them all. If anybody wants to contact me and help me look through all the bribes, all the money laundering the county has done, you can contact me. It's taken me years to get them, but I do have them now. And thank you very much, the County Board of Supervisors, for finally giving me what I'm asking for. You have a blessed day.
Ronald Owens, followed by...
I just want to make a quick comment now that he's away. To make it clear, is that was done when she wasn't mayor. That was, excuse me, you had your opportunity. I'm just clarifying. I'm more concerned about people in the audience giving wrong information. She's a consultant for land use, professional. She gave that up to be the mayor. So this was before her time in office. Thank you.
That's even worse. You give her money before she was elected?
You can't win.
Yeah, I'm not going to win. I hope you guys understand. It was...
Oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
You said it. Mr. Owen.
On April 14, 2022, exactly 4 years ago today, Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra was talking about the COVID-19 vaccines, and he said, quote, "We know these vaccines are killing people of color, blacks, Latinos, indigenous people at about 2 times the rate of white Americans. My name is Ronald F. Owens, Jr. I was a public information officer at the California Department of Public Health for more than 14 years. I brought this information to my management on several occasions, but unfortunately, they made it about the messenger and not about you and 40 million other Californians. I sent this board a 5-page PDF, July 29th, 2024, followed up, sending to this board in December of 2024, and I will follow up by sending a follow-up email to you all. Please don't assign it to staff. Read it yourself, that these vaccines are killing people of color. Did you know that 97,395 Californians filed entries with the vaccine adverse event reporting system because they were injured by the COVID-19 vaccines? Did you also know that 762 Californians died from the COVID-19 vaccines? If there was a banquet, 800 people there at the banquet, and 762 people died at that banquet, wouldn't that be news? I would think so. I spoke with Sheriff Chad Bianco last June, and he indicated prior to the administration of the COVID-19 vaccines, his sheriffs and deputies were having strokes and heart attacks in their 50s. Since the administration of the COVID-19 vaccines, his deputies are having strokes in their 20s. Did you know Michelle Spencer, she's suing her hospital in Fresno because there's been a 400% increase of fetal demise, stillbirths. According to Health and Safety Code 101025, you have a statutory and a moral responsibility to preserve and protect the public health. Whether you think these vaccines are safe and effective is irrelevant. It's imperative that you inform your citizens that Californians, indeed throughout the world, are being injured and are dying at an alarming rate. I urge your public health officer to stop promoting, stop administering, and stop distributing the COVID-19 vaccines.
Thank you.
Brad Anderson, followed by Debbie Walsh.
Thank you again, Brad Anderson, currently live in the city of Ransom, which is out in the Coachella Valley, which is in District 4, Mr. Perez's district. I'm just awed at the information that the public speakers are relaying today. A lot of people may think that's not accurate, but I think a lot of it is. And even if this board is not accepting of that information, I'm sure the people that view this meeting or the people that share this would be. So I think it's important that you continue all voices, all voices, all opinions. I like them all. I listen to everything. So I just wanted to clarify a board action that took place concerning a tax collector and online auction type platform for taxes, unpaid taxes of properties. I'm a victim of that right now, and I call myself a victim because I'm not privy to all the perks that everybody else gets for whatever reason, but that's another issue. But the board approved that, and I just want to say that I don't appreciate I can't say harassed, but I'm having people come by my house at all times of day, all times of the week, leaving things at my door, knocking drones. I've had drones over my house. I've received credit cards in the mail with my address, but other people's names, and I know it's all related to this. And it's type of harassment or intimidation, I guess, to take care of this matter. But if I could, I would, and I will eventually. So, and I just wanted to speak on the political aspect of today. Hopefully it's not political, what's happening to me, but you never know. But I just, Mr. Perez, not to single you out, but you're the only one I've seen with political signs in my city, in Desert Hot Springs. I was there the other day. But your signs are planted on posts 10 feet from the ground. And I think maybe you should address this because I don't think anybody else can get away with having that. I know you probably didn't do it, your supporters did, but I think that's kind of an unfair advantage having these signs that nobody, even law enforcement, even if they wanted to, could take down. So, and I will be speaking on closed session topics when that comes available, and hopefully they have an announcement of that. Thank you.
Do you have a separate card? Does he have a separate card? Okay.
Yes, he does.
We'll call you back up. Thank you.
Debbie Walsh, followed by Asher Jones.
I think it might be still morning, but anyway, I just wanted to bring up to the county supervisors something that's happening actually in Mee Valley. And what it is we have a project for a sidewalk. And what it is across the street from that, the county is actually putting up quite a few, let's see if I can get this. Oh, there it goes. Oops. not very good at this. Anyway, this is what we have, and it takes up the entire west side of Clark Street, which is extremely dangerous because the project didn't call for this originally. So I just want to go through this really quick. But anyway, the county is putting up these big, huge cement slabs with a drainage in the actual trail and right-of-way of Clark Street. And there's currently, I don't have the finished product because they're still working on it. And then today I went by and they're putting huge riprap stones right across that area also. And there's actually 3 of these in the right-of-way. Extremely dangerous. They've already put in the sidewalk. The horses can't go down there anymore. And they can slip and slide. It's a huge, basically a legal thing for the county because anybody gets hurt, which I'm sure they will, that they'll be able to sue the county for a lot of money. I know a lot of friends, and this is over the years, that have slipped on concrete when they're riding their horses and ended their career as a horseman. But anyway, I just want to go through this real quick because all the county districts have quite a few different trail systems. And is this going to be a precedent for other areas in the county? I've never seen this before, this type of thing. This type of put in the middle of the trail, in the right-of-way, anywhere that, but it started out as a sidewalk project. The drainage came through and went across the street. They could have put it on Ant Street, which they did, the easement there, but they ended up putting it not only in on this street, on Clark Street, but they put it on Nance Street. So all they had to do was put the water through to Nance Street and not put it in the middle of the trail. I think that it should be removed. It's not necessary. It doesn't need to be there. The project with the sidewalk increased the water going into the basin. That didn't work, and now they're trying to put this in, and it's dangerous, very dangerous, and it needs to be removed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Asher Jones, followed by Nathan Kemp.
Hello, my name is Asher Jones. I come here because I am terrified. I am terrified because Sheriff Chad Bianco has decided that voters can no longer vote, peacefully or freely. He has decided to normalize voter intimidation in Riverside. He is currently running for governor. What will it say when he says there is voter fraud when he loses at the end of this year? What will people do when Sheriff Chad Bianco goes after people who he sees on voter rolls and voter ballots, and he can intimidate them and harass them? What does it say about today's world that this is even a reality? I am 31 years old, and I have been a lifelong resident of Riverside. I was born here, raised here, went to school here, and I did my first election here. If this can be the norm, then what makes us different from places like Russia and Hungary, where people's voices are silenced, either by bullets or by other political powers? We need to safeguard our elections. They're some of the last things we have against fascism. And I say fascism because that is the word that encapsulates the world we're in today. There is no longer a center, there's only left and right. And you can be either on the right side of history or the wrong side of history. Today, you can go into closed session and talk about this subject, but know that people in Riverside and throughout the state of California care deeply about this issue. And whatever you decide, whatever vote you take, it will matter. People will come out to meetings, they will come out and protest, and they will come out because their vote matters, their voices matter. Fascism cannot be allowed to dictate our futures. We must dictate our own futures. You have the power to make sure that Sheriff Bianco is held accountable for his illegal and immoral actions. You can be the heroes of this story if you want to. You can also be the villains if you don't do the right thing. So please, think about legacy, what Riverside legacy is, what California's legacy is, and what your legacy is. When you go into closed session, think about not yourself, your ego, or your next election, but think about the voters, the people of California. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nathan Kemp, followed by David Hansen.
Chair and supervisors and Mr. Van Wagenen and County Clerk. I'm Nathan Kemp. I'm the Operations Director at Starting Over Strong. I come today as a Riverside County voter, one of 4 named petitioners in Cervantes versus Bianco. I represent 650,000 voters whose ballots were physically seized in a campaign stunt. When you go behind closed session, one of the items is whether or not to pay Chad Bianco's legal bills. He did not investigate. He broke the law. This is not a close call. This is not ambiguous. He broke the law 5 times. Not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4 times, 5 times. His staff and his command, and at least Under Sheriff Sharp were here on February 10th when the registrar told the board that there was a discrepancy of 103 votes, not 45,000, 103. He still tried to do an end run around county procedure, as he has many times. The California Supreme Court has halted this entire investigation because it is illegal. 5 times he broke the law. He's coming today to call in his chips. We've seen this before. July 29th, 2025, he called in his chips. After 70 people spoke, after years of record and custody deaths, after 4 supervisors collected over $600,000 from the Riverside Sheriff Association. And there was no second for Supervisor Medina's motion. Surprise, surprise. What will you do in closed session? Will you fold again? He did not, he could have, and Sheriff Bianco could have, and he did not take prior authorization to cover his bills before he took this action. So the question isn't about money. It's a question of if 3 supervisors remember who they work for. If you approve counting his fees, then once again you're folding and you're complicit, and more importantly, you're making the 1.2 million voters of this county complicit in his 5 felonies, and that cannot stand.
David Hansen.
Osio Nigali, Chichalgi, Dawadoa, David Hansen. You already know why I'm here. I've warned you guys, and after I requested a meeting with this board to address the constitutional violations within your courts, what followed was not dialogue. And may you be warned that I did BCC my chief, the deputy chief, the secretary of state, many Native leaders within this community and LA County, because I am very well connected. Within days of requesting a meeting with you guys, all I got was a letter from your district attorney that just said to let him know of what my problems were. But within days, Beaumont police officers came to my home. They refused to identify themselves. They refused to provide badge numbers. As I attempted to close my garage, they forced it open. I was detained without a warrant. I was not read my Miranda rights. I was taken into custody and held for approximately 96 hours without meaningful judicial review. For a misdemeanor offense, one that typically carries a bail of up to $1,000, my bail was set at $5,000. While I was in custody, I was even asked if I would accept house arrest for this alleged misdemeanor. These are not minor procedural issues. These are serious constitutional violations. And this is not isolated. At the same time, your court system has separated my Native American daughter from her family, cut off from her culture, her community, and her tribal identity. Decisions affecting her were made while ignoring exculpatory evidence and relying almost entirely on untested hearsay. That is not due process. That is not justice. I also want to say something that is deeply personal but important for you to understand. I know my daughter. I know our relationship. She would not naturally be afraid of me. To witness her being afraid and to hear allegations that do not reflect reality raises serious concerns. It suggests that something deeper is happening, something that may involve influence, coaching, or alienation. I have personally identified inconsistencies in statements from both the mother and a therapist that I believe were inaccurate, yet those issues were never meaningfully addressed by the courts. That should concern all of you, because what has happened here is not just a single error, it is a pattern of decisions made without proper evidentiary standards, without constitutional safeguards, and without accountability. And we need to be honest about what is driving this. Across this country, courts are increasingly using these predictive analytics tools, but these systems are not judges. When courts rely on automatic frameworks or system-driven recommendations instead of independent judicial analysis, they abandon their constitutional responsibility, they replace judgment with process, and people become data points. They are part of the same pattern, a pattern of civil rights violations. I am a member of this community. I'm part of the Chamber of Commerce. I am a Native father, and my family has been directly impacted by a system that failed to protect us. So I'm asking this board clearly and on the record to investigate these matters, to examine the role of your systems, courts, to restore accountability.
Thank you.
Lavonzo Gray, followed by Ernest Cornish, and they are online speakers. Our next 5 speakers are online.
This is Lavonzo Gray. This is my first time, and my word is wow. To Madam Chair, honorable board members, I am proud and honored that I have a chance to speak about my concern. And my concern is that 650,000 ballots were seized from our county register of voters. And I'm concerned, personally concerned, that I don't know why and how my ballot is being used. And I also have a concern that if the Board of Supervisors knows where these ballots are stored and are they secured, because I don't know what is done with my personal information. And I would say that anyone who has a problem with my ballot or with the ballots of our county should leave those ballots at the place where you have selected them to be, at the county registrar of voters. And I would hope that you will enlighten me if you know where these ballots are and if they are accountable to you in any way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ernest Cornish, followed by Greg Langworthy.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thanks. I wasn't quite sure. I've been having a lot of issues hearing people throughout the day, but I just wanted to make a comment. We have a sheriff in this county that is making $593,000, over $593,000 a year. Do you know how much I make? I make $51,000 a year, and I had a $400 ticket on my car one day because I went through a red light. It was my fault. I went through a red light. But you know who paid for that? I paid for that. I paid that $400 fine because I was the one that committed the wrongdoing. My tax dollars here in Riverside do not need to go to the sheriff. He makes way more than I do, and way more than any of us in this county does. He is the top paid sheriff in this state. And why is he running for governor? We're not quite sure, because, I mean, he's taking a less paid job for something that he knows nothing of, because of the fact is he's not done his job here in Riverside at all since day one. Where the crime rate in this county is still the same as it was when he took office, and probably even worse. The fact that this man wants more money from my tax dollars is ridiculous. He makes the amount of money that he should make to pay his own debts, his own doings. And furthermore, him in that sheriff outfit and doing election business should not be allowed, because that is ridiculous. This man needs to be eliminated from this process. He needs to be held accountable, throw his butt in jail, because he broke the law, not us. We should not be the people that have to pay for his wrongdoing. He did the wrong thing, he pays for it. I did the wrong thing, I pay for it. Take ownership, Bianco. Take ownership, not our tax dollars. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greg Langworthy, followed by Luis Nolasco.
Greg, are you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So I'm sorry I'm not there. I'm in New York visiting my cousin. But I attended the logic and accuracy test for the registered voters on April 2nd. And, of course, the purpose of the test is to give us confidence that the election system in the May election is going to work well. But there are two reasons why I currently don't have confidence in the county's election system. So I want to tell you those two, but also suggest some solutions. The first one is our only legal votes counted, and that gets determined by our signature verification system. And the ROV has told me that system has never been tested for accuracy by using test ballots, known legal ballots, known fraudulent ballots. So that's number one. The second reason is in 4 audits in a row, the votes counted by the Liberty Vote have not reconciled with the ballots cast. Of course, you know that because we brought those to your attention. Those are the two reasons. But here are the suggested solutions. First, ART could test the accuracy of the signature verification system by simply putting through known fraudulent signatures and known good signatures and see if they're caught by the manual signature checkers and the automated signature checkers. And that's never been done. I know that because I've asked Matt that a couple of times. But that would be an easy way to test the accuracy of the signature verification system. It's kind of like what they do with the logic and accuracy test. You know, known ballots and count the known ballots. That's number one. The number two, test the accuracy of the Liberty Vote system. And the sheriff was on the road to doing this by simply counting the number of ballots in possession of ART, and the sheriff now has possession of them. But the problem is, ART's not going to know the cause of the problem until that gets counted. Right now, ART thinks the problem is his own election workers. They're not counting accurately. Is that true? It might be. But is the problem maybe the Liberty Vote system? Is the problem some other? But none of us will know until that count is made. The sheriff count has been paused. Could the auditor controller of the county do that count? He's an auditor. He knows how to count. I think Art really needs to know that number so he knows how to address the cause before the next election. Is it his own election workers? Is it the Liberty Vote system? Is it something else? He needs that information. Maybe the county auditor could solve that problem. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there as a suggested solution. So that's my comments today. Appreciate the work the county does. Appreciate the work that Art does and our sheriff does. I think we've got a great county. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Greg.
Louis Nolasco, followed by Alexander McBride.
Okay. Can you hear me, Board?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Board. My name is Luis Nolasco. I am with the Riverside Sheriff Accountability Coalition. Like my colleagues, I'm calling today to urge you to fight back against any proposals to use taxpayer dollars to pay for fees related to the unauthorized, illegitimate actions from Sheriff Bianco. Let us be clear that this was a campaign stunt by a candidate for governor, separate from a legally mandated duties as sheriff, and not a legitimate county business or expense. Our taxpayers and Riverside County dollars should not be on the hook for the actions of a candidate. Why is it different for the sheriff when no other candidate or individual could do or get away with a similar thing? So again, echoing the call from my colleagues to stand firm and not use any of our tax dollars to pay for any of these lawsuits. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Louis.
Alexander McBride.
Callers on the line, just hit *6 on your phone to unmute yourself. Thank you.
Hello?
We can hear you, Alexander.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, good morning. So this is actually my first public comment ever, so I have a prepared statement if you guys would let me read it out. I'd like to start off by saying, good morning, Honorable Chair and members of the board. My name is Alexander McBride. I'm a concerned California citizen, born and raised in the Central Valley. I'm here today because I've been following the recent events in Riverside, and I'm genuinely trying to understand how our system is supposed to work. It weighs heavy on me to see what appears to be a law enforcement investigation, whether involving a serious crime or election integrity, stalled by state-level intervention until after an election concludes. To an average resident, that feels like political timelines are being placed ahead of the truth. If I'm missing key facts, that's exactly why I'm here today. I'm asking for clarity from leaders that I trust. I urge this board to release a public statement on where you stand regarding the independence of local law enforcement. And I'm also deeply concerned about the precedent this could set. If the state is permitted to interfere with an active investigation for political reasons, it hands defense attorneys a roadmap to challenge chains of evidence in future cases. We cannot allow the integrity of evidence, once in sheriff's custody, to be compromised or questioned based on political timing. If there is nothing to hide, a transparent public process would go a long way in restoring confidence for people like me. I am not approaching this from a partisan standpoint. I am simply a constituent who cares deeply about how these matters are handled. For all of us, we want answers and transparency, not delays. One last thing I would like to note. I understand there was a closed session today regarding the sheriff's legal fees, most likely from what I've gathered listening in today. I just want to say, whatever is decided, please let transparency guide that decision as well. I believe I was meant to be here today, and I hope my voice, however small, adds something useful to this moment. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, our last three speakers have signed up specifically for the closed session portion. Brad Anderson.
Okay, have they already spoken to the sheriff issue?
No.
Okay, Because if you've already spoken, I'm going to stop you because you've had your opportunity. Okay, Brad Anderson?
Hi, Brad Anderson, City of Ransom Raj. I wanted to speak on 1, 2, 3, 4 items today. I'm going to just read them off here. Well, first off, I never heard any comments from the legal counsel concerning this closed session topic. In the future, I would recommend highly that he reads those off. I know a lot of times, or most all the time, he does it. And that's for people like me that doesn't have this in place and doesn't know. And it's just transparency of the county operations. And the same with closed session reporting out of this board. This board should report out after closed session, even if it's a non-reportable item. Thank you. But item 30310A2, A3, A4, and A5, I wanted to comment on. And apparently, the previous public speakers has a lot more information than I do concerning this closed session item, not knowing any of the details involved, which it should be like that. If indeed these are closed session items that the Riverside County is intended to review in closed session, I just want to recommend that these items should really be considered as transparent as possible. And having closed session topics such as this, I know it's a legal issue. It could be if it involves the county. But it should. Let's just try to open up the communications and transparency aspect, like the last caller said. Because I think this is really important. I see nothing wrong with the actions of the sheriff. So. Other than that, I really don't know any more, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to bow out before your comments. Thank you.
Get out of here then.
Mr. County Counsel, the speaker suggested that we have discretion about which items to report out on, and I believe the Brown Act may have something to say about that, but.
Thank you for the question, Supervisor. Yes, indeed, this board is governed by the Brown Act at all public meetings, and that when there are items taken by the board in closed session, they tend to be reported out unless it fit in a very specific exceptions, such as there are reasons for litigations or pending settlement or what have you, because revelation of those actions before the time is due may prejudice the county's interest. So for those reasons, county staff, I myself, will normally report out those items that are subject to reportable sharing with the public.
Can I give an example? If we were negotiating to buy some property, we're allowed to do that, and we'll discuss that in closed session, is that correct? If we were to share what we talked about in closed session and talked about what we were thinking about offering the seller, well, that harms not just the county, but taxpayers, because likely it's going to drive the cost up. Is that correct?
That is correct, and that is exactly why the Brown Act has specific exemptions. Because in the scenario that you named, obviously that would defeat the county's negotiation strategy for getting the best price for the public. And other scenarios, for example, if we are in the middle of litigation, there's strategic litigation strategies that need to be discussed without sharing it publicly. So there are ample reasons, good reasons as to why certain thing needs to be done in closed session. Now, mind you, these are not, embarrassment is not a basis for closed session.
Right.
The Brown Act is very specific in terms of what the board may take into closed session. Thank you.
And if we did come to a conclusion on that example I gave about a property sale, and we settled on a price and consummated that deal, then we are required to report that out, are we not?
That is correct. Once the deal has consummated all contracts, including contract to hire any vendors or outside counsel, those will be public records and will be reported out.
Thank you, Mr. Counsel.
We need our second speaker.
Yes. Our next two speakers are online. Violet Graham, followed by Doris Foreman.
Hi, my name is Violet Graham. I'm a resident of Hemet, and I'm also a member of the Riverside Sheriff Accountability Coalition. I'm here to urge this board to deny any requests from Sheriff Chad Bianco in closed session today, pay legal fees, or otherwise to support in any way as illegal interference in county elections. Taxpayers have already paid over $100 million to settle lawsuits for the Sheriff's Department. Please do not spend any more on his poor judgment or reward his attempt to use his position as sheriff to campaign for governor. We can't have real accountability and oversight of the Sheriff's Department if there are no consequences for misconduct or if there is no transparency. We rely on the board to bring as much transparency to these proceedings as the law allows. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doris Foreman, and Doris will be our last speaker.
Good morning, members of the board. The job description of the sheriff does not include verification of ballot certification. The sheriff had no direction from the Board of Supervisors to perform such a function. I am sure that the office of the sheriff receives many verbal assertions from the public and actions are not initiated. The sheriff should be responsible for all legal fees that arise because of this action. The residents and taxpayers should not pay for his poor judgment. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We are done with public comment, and we now move to board member comments. We'll start with Supervisor Perez.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair, and for all those that were listening and calling in. Obviously, tough times are happening as we speak, and tough decisions have to be made. But I think no matter where we stand on the issues, we hear you loud and clear. With that said, I think we got some slides. So I'm gonna try to get through these quickly. I think I have maybe 3 slides, but this was a really nice, wholesome, if you will, small event, intimate event. And this was in a little community of Mecca. And this was a beautification project of a park that's basically been there for a long time. I mean, a piece of land that at one time was a park years ago when I was a kid. And over the course of time, it just became dilapidated. And after a while, there was trash, graffiti, maybe even vehicles parked there for a very long time, and drugs, prostitution in and out of that area. Well, I'm just happy to say that finally we revitalized this area in Mecca. It's a little triangle, not that big, but it's nice to have it there, where at one time it once existed, and for a period of decades, it was just an eyesore. And I mean, this quarter-acre, little tiny parcel goes back to it was being donated in 1955 to the community. We used a grant of $1.1 million from the state of California. Our transportation department implemented a beautification project that brought good landscaping, walking paths, park benches, and just another way of beautifying this park. So 150 trees were planted as well. Looking forward to them growing because we need shade out there. It's pretty hot. And we have quite a bit of palm trees, but palm trees don't have a lot of shade. So we have to think about that. I know that had something to do with the grant. But nonetheless, though, if not other trees, then maybe even some shade structures that we can work with other groups that are actually providing that through a grant process as well. I just want to thank as well Transportation Department, Dennis, for being out there, and members of your team, and for speaking on behalf of this project, taking the time to go out there. And, you know, we had raspados for people, face painting for folks. It was just a real nice, intimate, small event. And you had quite a bit of farm workers there as well, because that's really a farm worker community. Moving on, we had a meeting with the economic development team. And I just wanted to state this and demonstrate what we did through this visual. I had talked to Suzanne some time ago, and we were hoping to one day get together as a team, her team and my team, to really help me understand the entire economic development department and what it does. And it was great because she brought her entire staff, and I had my entire staff. And if you can see there, you know, we were around the table, and they were reviewing with us all the different areas that they deal with. And a lot of great conversation from the Film Commission to efforts dealing with binational efforts, to obviously the marketing and the manufacturing, different entrepreneurs that exist out there that are coming to our area. And I just want to say thank you, Suzanne and your entire team. And because of the fact that they went out there, I really appreciate it that, you know, my staff and myself went out of the way to buy them lunch. And I think they enjoyed it because they had Panera. They had Panera sandwiches and salads and all that good stuff. So thank you for that. We hung out there for almost, I think, 2.5 hours or so. Moving on. And this was a Palo Verde Valley Outlook Conference, which I would say is getting much better. You know, for a period of time, this conference was huge. And it was at the state fairgrounds in Blythe. I remember going when I was in the state legislature. And a lot of speakers once would come, and it was packed, hundreds of people. And then something happened along the way where it had to be moved. And it got moved to the community college, and it seemed like little by little that Outlook Conference on behalf of Palo Verde became more of a conference for our county staff, meaning that we'd go out there, you know, quite a bit of us and quite a bit of you driving all the way out from out here, Riverside, wherever, and driving all the way to Blythe, and it got to the point where you'd hardly have any residents there. And, you know, after a while, that's just kind of disheartening, and you just don't think it's worth it anymore. But I think after speaking with them and giving them an ultimatum or two, the city stepped up, and so did their chamber. And you can see there's good crowd. And what I really appreciated was that finally we had students there. We're in a community college, and for the longest time I was trying to figure out, why aren't there community college students here? I mean, this is their community, this is their city. They can get credit from political science classes or whichever class. And so I would say like maybe 25, 30 students actually came in. And there was some great conversation. And I talked a little bit about the hospital. Obviously, the chamber, different economic development opportunities potentially in the future, animal services to a degree. Jeff Van Wagenen was there. Others, basically a lot of folks that are here were there. And we had a barbecue beforehand. And I want to thank Deborah McGarry and her team as well for hosting that barbecue, in which, how many years is that in the making? That's like, Jeff, do you remember, like, did she say 70 years or something? Something like that. barbecue every single year. It's just already a tradition. And this is already, well, I guess the 68th, right? This is the 68th annual Palo Verde Outlook Conference. So I guess maybe it's 68 years. So with that, just want to say thank you all for being part of this. And I want to thank once more my colleagues for supporting the effort with that hospital, because honestly, people out there are just very grateful. Something I haven't seen in a very long time, where people are just really happy about something that we worked on as a county, and now working with the city and with the organizations that exist out there. So thank you, folks. That's it.
Chuck?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have several, but I'll be brief on each one of them. The first one is, I'm not sure what order they appeared in our presentation. Hopefully in the order I'm going to talk about them, or I'll move my comments around. Oh, yay. On the way to our last board meeting, had the opportunity to stop by the Boys and Girls Club Great Futures Breakfast. Today I'm wearing my Boys and Girls Club tie.
We heard.
This event brought together community leaders, partners, and supporters committed to empowering our youth. I also had the opportunity to visit the Buffalo Soldiers exhibit at the Temecula Valley Museum. I was so impressed. It was so well organized and put together, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time there at the museum. I saw firsthand the incredible work that goes into creating these exhibits, and learn more about the museum's efforts to partner with local schools to bring more students through its doors. Finally, the archway that we've all been waiting for as an entrance to wine country is complete. And that large sign that you see there is now taking up 2/3 of my office. But we needed to celebrate. We had the opportunity to do a bit of celebrating in wine country with the official completion of the wine country archway. It was a great moment to bring together community stakeholders and recognize the collaboration that made this project possible, with a special shout out to Dennis and his leadership over at our Department of Transportation. We even took the first official parade route through wine country under the new archway. Definitely a memorable way to mark the occasion. A huge thanks to our Transportation Department and the TLMA team. Job well done on bringing this vision to life. I applaud you. And as I'm looking at this slide now, we probably should have included a photo, but I think, no, somebody in your department did, right? Someone did a whole reel. So.
That you're blocking Rania.
Yes. All right. And then, let's see. Next was the Tour de Murrieta. Had the opportunity to attend the Tour de Murrieta, 2-day competitive cycling event. I'm still an amateur, so I didn't ride. The event brings together riders of all ages and skill levels, from professional racers to local youth participants, for a series of races throughout the city. Next slide, please. Chamber Gala. My team and I had an incredible time attending the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce 60th Anniversary Gala. It was truly a special evening celebrating the outstanding businesses that make our valley thrive and recognizing the continued economic growth and development across our region. From inspiring stories to well-deserved honors, the night highlighted the very best of our community. Congratulations to all of the award winners. You represent the excellence and dedication that drive our local economy forward. And I think this would be the last slide. Yes, it says Special Games. It was actually Special Olympics. I had the honor of attending the Special Olympics Spring Games and providing the welcome message to kick off this inspiring event. It was especially meaningful to see my granddaughter participate as a youth volunteer alongside so many dedicated individuals who make this event possible. Thank you to the athletes, coaches, and volunteers for creating such an uplifting and unifying experience for our community. Those are my comments. Wait, go back to that, huh?
You're wearing a tuxedo.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I bought a new tuxedo. Yes, yes, yes. And that's my 13-year-old granddaughter who will surpass me in height in just about 3 more minutes.
Okay, Supervisor Medina.
If I could get my slides, please. On April 2nd, I attended the grand opening of the Sergeant Salvador Lara Casablanca Library and the Ojos del Tiempo exhibit. It was a project that was brought to me by Riverside City Councilman Sean Mill, and what it did was to bring Latino, Chicano books and art to the Casablanca Library. Next slide. On April 8th, our district hosted the Community Budget Workshop, where residents shared valuable input into this year's budget priorities. Thank you to our CEO, Jeff Van Wagenen, and everyone else from the county who helped it make a successful event. Next slide. On April 10th, my staff and I attended the grand opening of the Fossfield Park in the city of Paris. It was a beautiful day. As you might be able to see in some of the slides, the park was filled with children and their parents enjoying the new playground equipment. There's a basketball court, baseball, diamond, pickleball, and part of the money came from then Assembly Member Jose Medina and the California state budget that was $8 million of about a $16 million project. Took a few years to happen, and it was a great day seeing all the young kids enjoying the facilities. Next slide. On April 12th, I attended the Mead Valley Sports Park ribbon cutting ceremony. The weather wasn't quite as good that day. We got a little drizzle, so it may have kept some of the people away, but we still had a great time. Thank you to Vince Izaguirre, Director of Facilities, and all his folks for being there. And it really was a beautiful day. This soccer field is really going to be enjoyed by the residents of Mead Valley. And the rain couldn't keep some of the kids away. They were still having the ability to enjoy it. It was also a great day. And that concludes my presentation.
Okay. And put up my slides, please. I'm waiting. It's a joke, guys. I have no slides. Okay, just a quick. Actually, I've been in a couple. The World Kindness Carnival, it's done by Simple Acts of Care and Kindness, a nonprofit organization I've been involved with for years. It went even in the rain. It was pouring rain in Eastville, but we still, you have vendors out there, you had people out there, you had our youth advisory kids were out there, but low attendance, but then again, in pouring rain, most of you wouldn't have been out there either. Also had the Lake Elsinore Color Run. If you've never done a color run, it takes days to get the color off you and your clothes, if it ever comes out. And I did the walk run for the 5K. I think I walked more than I did anything else, but that's okay, I did it. One advantage of not having a board meeting last week is I had the opportunity to attend the Student of the Month program for Lake Elsinore School District. We have our board meetings on the day they give out the awards, and so I'm not able to attend those very often. So I was very pleased that I had the ability to do that. And also a very special ceremony at the American Legion Post 742 in Corona. They had a Vietnam Veterans Day welcome home. It's been something that the Post does to recognize those that served in Vietnam. Very heartwarming. They told some of their stories, and it was very cathartic. This really was a very nice opportunity. In the midst of all my funness, I did have the opportunity, and yes, we as Riverside County Supervisors get to serve jury duty. So I did have my wonderful opportunity, and look forward to that in a year now. Can check it off my list. I do want to say that I'm really excited about a meeting tonight. There's two opportunities if anybody else is interested. Riverside Community College District, known as RCCD, is partnering with the Hooper Valley, City of Hooper Valley. It meets their general plan, aligns with their goals and their policies in the general plan. An Inland Empire Technical Trade Center, i.e. TTC. It's something of much need in our area. This, even though it's going to begin construction November of 2028 and complete in April of 2031, that's if everything lines up, it's of such value for our students. I mean, I was back when I was younger, going through my college days, very adamant to everybody. My kids grew up that not if they're going to college, it was where. And so my kids didn't have an opportunity. But as I've matured and realized is that some people just do better in the trades, and we all need trades. It's so critically important if you stop and think about that. The trades fill some of our needs, day-to-day stuff. And so here is an opportunity for somebody to fill their desire and give them the skills and the information. So I'm really excited about this. It's a long project. I've been talking about it for a decade now, or close to it. So I'm just really, really excited about this program and partnerships. I think partnerships are what makes us do so much better, is when we have partners involved. So I look forward to the opportunity of that. Now, my budget town hall workshop and your budget town hall workshop had a person in common. Nathan Kim voted twice. Voted at mine and then voted at his, right? But the workshops are, everybody's welcome, because sometimes it's going to be the same information. And if you can't make, we have 3 more opportunities. I don't know the dates on all my colleagues, but please, if you have not attended your supervisors or they haven't had them yet, please take the time. It's only an hour and a half. It's great information. There's all kinds of county staff there to answer your questions. It's pulling you into ahead of the game on priorities and getting information, understanding the budget, understanding a little bit more on what we do and how decisions are made. And you can be a part of it. So I really encourage you. District 1 and 2 have already had theirs. 3, 4, and 5 will be having theirs the next week, right? I'm looking at Brooke. Next week, okay. So please, if you haven't and you missed 1 or 2, certainly can go to District 3, 4, 5 to get the same information. So we're just trying to make it closer to your area, but if you missed that, please take the time. And with that, we will move on to the executive officer. Nothing? Okay. Any memorials or adjournments? You may have a memorial. Oh, I have one I want to include. And this is Larry Way, who departed life on March 31st. He was 76. He was a native Coronan, and having graduated from Corona Senior High in 1967, and went on to serve as a U.S. Marine during Vietnam War, where he was awarded the Purple Heart in 1969. He worked as Silicon Valley for 38 years and ultimately retired from Northrop. Larry was a man of clear priority. Most importantly were his family and his country, and baseball. As a husband, father, and grandfather, he was putting his needs and safety above his own. His service to our country as a U.S. Marine and his extension of his protective spirit. He was going to be sorely missed by the family and the Corona community. And also another one I want to include is Charles Burge. Charles passed away at the age of 83. Although he passed in Menifee, he had his ties into the Corona area and Riverside City College. He was a long-time veteran. He nurtured not only his legacy, but with his family, his time as a spirit, and he also served in the military. So he was one that was involved with the family, but what's significant is he involved his family into the community. And that's what I really like to see, is when families, it's not just one, but he was retired from the U.S. Air Force as a senior master sergeant after 20 years of serving in the Air Force, and a role that he reflected his duty and dedication, discipline his service to our country. Anyway, moving on for that, we have our Mr. County Counsel.
Thank you, Chair. The board has need to meet in closed session for the items listed at the bottom of the agenda. That includes 5 court cases. If there are any reportable actions, the board will come back and report out these actions afterward. Thank you.
That we will adjourn this meeting.
I'm upstairs.
Upstairs. So you want to do 1:15? It's 25 minutes. 1:15? Okay.
Thank you.